The fucking dream team.
And hey guys, welcome to the SNP podcast, episode 11. We got a few things to talk about in the entertainment business. We're talking about Game of Thrones, the showrunners, going into Star Wars. Oh, you know what? Let me introduce ourselves. My name's Kevin. We got Dave.
I'm Paul.
And we got Jose.
My name's Paul too.
And then
My name's Paul.
Also, we're going to be talking about Batman and who the new the new actor is going to be representing him. And we're going to talk about a whole bunch of trailers and other news. So, starting off, Game of Thrones, guys.
Finale. Are we doing spoilers? Should we do spoilers?
Yeah, spoilers. It's been out for a week.
All right, you know who you are. My girl, you better skip this because you're gonna get the bad. She's trying to watch it from like the second season.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Jesus
she's never
Christ.
watched any of this.
Wow. Well, why are you setting up for this disappointment? I'm just spoiling.
It's all right. That's a matter of opinion. So
Yeah, it's all subjective. But yeah, the showrunners. What do you guys think about how they ended the season or ended the show?
So I don't know. My general opinion on it is that I didn't read the books, right? Which I think adds a different element to like a lot of the fans out there. I really feel like
There you go. Yeah. Go ahead.
Like I didn't really see a lot of people who were just like casual like fans get that disappointed by it.
Mm-hmm.
Because the ending was just like, I could have seen that coming. But anyone who's like a real fan, like anyone who knows about the books and like has read them to the full extent, feels like they could have written a better
Even the people that didn't read the books, they're like the people that just watched the show.
That were just like hardcore fans. But the people who just tuned in every once in a while, like they didn't really think that.
Okay,
was
so do you think you're like one of those people that just tuned in once in a while kind of thing? Like you enjoyed the ride?
I think you see my experience with that is that I mainlined 7 seasons of it.
Okay.
And then I caught up on the 8th season while it was happening live, but then kind of watched it with my girlfriend. And then I saw this one episode by episode every Sunday with my girlfriend. I feel like it
Unwinded?
It kind of became, it was disappointing because I thought that it was like going to be a lot more epic, and there was a lot of people that I thought their story arc was rushed, or it was just like I could have believed this, but because it happened so fast and they built 7 seasons around building up certain characters, that it was just like, what? I didn't really think that would happen. I mean, one of the prime ones is like Cersei. Like I really feel like that's one where it's like you're telling me the most boss bitch of them all
Seriously.
cries her way out of this world.
Yeah.
I thought she'd be like, oh, I'm dying, but I'm taking all bitches with me. Like I thought that's how that shit was gonna go down.
So many ways it could have gone.
It could have gone down. But instead she just
stares
quivered
out the window and just
She
like,
said,
oh shit.
King's Landing will hold. I'm like, oh, your strategy is that for the big ass buildings to hold to a flying creature? And it's like, even if she had thought that the surrounding what are those things called? The
Bell towers? I don't know.
No,
The ballistas?
the ballistas, yeah, would have held out to the dragons. Like there's also the fact that it could have just flown way overhead, way out of range, right? And then just came down in the middle and started doing that and then came out. I mean, there's just so many ways that dragon could have fucked up that city. I really think that was horrible strategy. She should have had way better like mini like I don't know, collusions going on or like mini plans. I mean, she literally made the people who took over the city, the weirdo cult, meet up in one place and murdered everyone.
That was dope, by the way.
Yeah. In that city, like literally killed a bunch of people within her own city, like murdered them. Like she had masterminded this whole plan to get rid of like that cult that she put in power. Like she's that powerful. So you're telling me that she was counting on a crazy like mercenary army to defend against a dragon? Like it just felt like it didn't really like pan out with her character. So there's small things like that, and then there's like the big things where it's like, okay, well, I could have seen that playing out that way, but it just felt rushed. So overall, like I just feel like it was disillusioning, but I don't know. I'm not really that upset about it. It's like it's over, it's done. It is what it is.
That's some shit.
What about you, Kevin?
But for me, I just feel like they could have, and this would actually tie into the next thing we're putting in. I just feel like they didn't flesh out a lot of the story arcs that could have been. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the guys.
Like they didn't flesh it out. You could have had a whole nother season, honestly. Like.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that what the writer was saying too? George R. R. Martin, he won like 10 or 12.
Yeah, there could have been 1 or 2 more seasons, and everybody could have got their greater story arcs and be like, wow, that was crazy. Like,
it's just like
honestly, everything was just snapped. It's like, all right, let's cut.
We got to get to Star Wars. We got to get to Star Wars.
Let's get it going. You know.
I mean, before we move on to the next one, though, I mean, on the same.
No, I know. I'm saying the guys is like that's
yeah. The showrunners were basically like, we're gonna get to Star Wars, man.
Yeah.
Like, we need to end this shit.
Yeah.
And okay, so from a story wise, it could have lasted two seasons, maybe one. They could probably squeeze it into one extra season, so 9 seasons instead of 8, and we probably could have got more satisfactory storylines, and it kind of ruins it because the ending of the show seemed like they could go into little spin-offs. Arya Stark's spin-off, Tormund and Jon Snow's spin-off. Who else? Well, not Queen of the North. She's going to be chilling in the North.
I mean, people could try to overthrow her, and she's like a new Cersei fucking everything up.
I could watch 10 episodes of Sansa just sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
She'll just be like, yeah, pass that along.
I'm like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
This is the greatest show of all fucking time.
They could have one of just like Tyrion, like managing, Bran. They could have one of Bran just like sitting in a stall, like trying to pass a deuce.
But yeah, so story wise, it was a little diluted. Career wise, these guys are doing stuff that's better for the career. They just said, "Hey man, we're done with this shit. Let's go to Star Wars." Right?
Wait, so who are what's the name of the
D.B.
directors?
Weiss and David Benioff or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Right?
Benioff.
Something
Yeah,
like
I think
that.
that's what it is.
So here's some things where I feel like overall, I mean, if we're just gonna start meshing the reasons why it got rushed, because these guys wanted to do Star Wars, a trilogy of Star Wars, which would have been what, 6 years, right?
Yeah,
6 years worth of filming.
2 years per film.
Mm-hmm. Wouldn't it have been a better option for HBO to talk to George R. R. Martin and say, hey, this is what the deal is with these guys. I don't know what the deal is with you and what you got going on, but if we play this Game of Thrones when it comes to writing and making this series, wouldn't it be better if we took a pause and resumed work in close to 5 years, and meanwhile the rest of your novelization comes out, and then we go from there?
Or not even that, just like get new writers. I mean, you got the main guy, George R. R. Martin was like probably would have been on board, I think.
I mean, at that point, that's a good point, because like I feel like a lot of people can really, like, I've seen 6 seasons of this. I can write this, like this style.
I mean, right. Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of things like so. New writers is an option. Bringing back the cast in an older form, like, because in the books, all the characters are way younger than they are in the series.
Mm-hmm.
They're like,
Yeah,
like Danny is like 13 or 14 when the series starts. So like, grab the beginning of the series in that first episode.
Oh my God.
And then and grab the traumatic thing that goes on in her life, like that's actually way more impactful in a young woman's life, like that. Like with the way that it's presented, that like she's a lot older, we can conceptualize that like not being as like as crazy, because it's like you see an older, but when it's like younger girl, it's like really damaging.
Yeah.
So it's like you see that happen out. Like, wouldn't it have been a little crazy if we just kind of like gave it a little space, and then we got older actors to come. I know actors pass away, things happen. You know, people aren't interested in coming back 4 to 5 years from it and making it happen. But it's like that might have been the best option there. And meanwhile, you could have gave those guys their full trilogy, and they came back fresh-minded off of Star Wars and wrote some pretty epic seasons, or get some other guys to write it.
The one thing that really pissed me off was just like how they offed one of the dragons. That fucking moment.
For no reason?
Yeah, they're just like, they just turn a corner and they're like, oh, they don't see the boats just hanging out there.
That rock.
And then it's just like one little, like, I don't know, like one arrow just like, I'm dead.
Yeah.
Euron Greyjoy just goes like, hey, take that shit, boy.
Yeah, it's like, I was like, really? It's that easy? I mean.
You know, the funny thing, it took one, but then he landed 2 other ones. I was like, come on.
Went straight to the throat. I was like, really?
Yeah, to the throat.
If anything, let it die when remember that sea of undead was on top of it?
Yeah.
That would have been a way more
climactic ending to
and
the
like
dragon.
justifiable, because it's like it's a shit ton of undead. All right, like it sucks, but
You could have done that, and then the last dragon gets hit. It does get hit, but it doesn't get hit mortally. So like then they have to fight a war with Cersei on her level playing field, right?
And then
they bring it in last minute to mess up this damn King's Landing.
and then after that one
Oh,
dies,
the
she's
hand
like,
motion's
I'm
not
just
doing
gonna
it right. Like a lot of like my handgun is going like this while I'm talking all this death and murder.
yeah, and then it's like after that one dies, she's like, I'm just gonna dive straight forward towards the fucking boats, and then she pulls off like last minute. But I was like, really? You just like, this is, I don't know, that
So
shit
dumb.
pissed me off.
And then it's like, I don't know, like Greyjoy got such joy out of that. He's like, you see that shit? Everybody on the block saw that shit. Like, dude, it was so messed up. I feel like that one was weird. If we're talking true spoilers, I feel like the person that got shafted throughout that whole thing, which is like, you're telling me that Jon Snow fought in the Night's Watch, fended off the wildlings, became the ruler of the wildlings, came back, fought the battle of the bastards, became king of the north, fight the longest night against the undead, to come back and then gets totally sidelined.
Yeah, seriously.
At the end where he's like, oh, they're going to fight this thing. Oh, this dragon's just going to blow this whole thing. Oh, this guy has nothing to do with the taking King's Landing, even though he's like super loyal to the queen.
That's true.
And then at the end, they were like, oh, and he kills the queen, which is like, all right, he kills Dany. That's pretty impactful. But then at the end, they were like, dude, we know you did all this super dope shit, but you got to go be a virgin again at the north. Like, you can't have a wife. We're going to send you to the Night's Watch, even though there is no more.
Just kill him like Romeo and Juliet kind of thing. Like, you know, with the dragon, like, why the hell didn't they just fucking kill him? That would have been way better. And then Greyjoy just takes him and like, or what's his name? Grey Worm just takes him and he's just like,
oh, he's content with him having a life sentence?
Who was it that somebody said that, sent that thing in the group chat where they were like, what if Greyjoy would have been like, oh, like
Grey Worm.
Grey Worm, I'm sorry.
Was like, it's not enough. And it's like, all right, well then
and then he
kill
has like
him.
A combat.
Trial
by combat.
Yeah, there you go.
That would have been the shit.
Mortal Kombat, yes.
Yeah. I wanted Bran to have trial by combat too.
Who?
Bran. I wanted him to fight someone.
Bran the
just
Broken.
Exploded everybody's brain.
He's like fucking Professor Xavier.
Yeah. Oh yeah, right. That's true.
I don't know. I just feel like there was like a lot of that weird stuff. So like Jon Snow gets shat on the hardest out of everyone in that series. Is the rightful heir to a kingdom, and then gets sent up to the north to live a virgin life for the rest of his life. Like, it was like he wasn't able. You know, the weirdest part is that a lot of people pointed out that he's like, you get to go to the north. No one beyond the wall is going to really check on you to make sure you're not fostering kids and not having, like, you know, sticking to your oath. But knowing Jon Snow, he's like, it is my sentence. And it's like, come on. The thing that was a story arc for Jon that kind of made sense in the ending was the fact that Ned Stark died by abiding by honor, right? Mm-hmm. And he met a very tragic death. But instead, like, Jon Snow betrayed his honor to his queen, murdered his queen in order to be in order to like essentially be different than his dad and betray his honor to save the masses. Because Ned Stark could have also like killed Cersei. He could have done a bunch of stuff to like help the kingdoms and taken. He was at one point the hand of the king, and in control of everything. He could have just taken over.
Yeah.
But instead he knew that the honorable thing to do was to live that out, and then he died because of that. And now it's like you have Jon Snow who betrays his honor, kills Dany, and essentially like does it for the better good of the people. And even he says at the end, he's like, is this what was right? Because it doesn't feel right, but it was what was right. And I always get him Tyrion. Tyrion says like, ask me again in 10 years.
Did you see that meme where the dragon's like, Drogon sees he sees Dany dead and he's like, huh, something pointy. And then he looks at the chair and he's like, something pointy. He's like, you bastard. And he like blows up the fucking chair. That's funny.
Oh, you killed my mom.
Yeah.
You killed Mom! What the fuck?
Milo! And he melts the crap out of it. That was kind of like cinematically like very powerful.
It was more symbolic.
Cinematically and symbolically.
It was just like, powerful. Man, you did it all for this bullshit.
That little chair over there is
Or
like, you had plenty of chairs on the boat.
Or at least do it differently where like maybe Jon Snow's in front of the chair and he tries to fucking attack him, but because he's got Targaryen blood, it like that doesn't like affect him, or I don't know, some shit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, it also kind of sniffed him out and knows that it doesn't even know he's what's it called? It doesn't even like attack him when he tries to come in, and like that was pretty cool that he was the dragon was just covered in snow.
Yeah,
and it was like comes out like
cool.
And I was like, dope.
Or even the scene where she's standing in the wings.
Oh, the
like,
silhouette. Yeah, the silhouette behind her was like, oh, now you're a dragon, Lee. You're a dragon. I feel like that was weird. Arya was just like, oh, I'm never gonna see you again, and he was like, you can always come up to the wall to visit me, and he's like, I'll never see you again. And it's like, who's making you do this, man? Your brother just got a life sentence. You're not even gonna come see him in the pen. What's up? Send me some commissary. I need Cheetos, son. Like,
instead she's gonna be Dora the Explorer.
Oh.
And that's how we get Dora the Explorer.
So that's a possible spinoff over there. Right? Dora the Explorer, but just a Game of Thrones version.
Yeah.
A lot more bloody.
And she kills everyone.
And Boots is
That was dumb though, because like the whole episode before that, she sees like the white horse. There's like all this symbolism. It looks like the Bible where she's like death and she's riding the white horse, which is like representing death. It's like, oh, she's gonna go kill somebody. And then in that whole thing, she's like, you're gonna kill somebody with blue eyes and green eyes. So you're like, oh, she's either gonna go kill Cersei or she's gonna kill Dany. That's like everything that you understood from that whole thing. They have like all this foreshadowing, and they're just like in the beginning of the next time, and they're like, "Oh, fuck that horse! No, none of that shit. Now we're good."
Yeah, it just seemed
like
weird.
Really.
I mean, my friend Matt at work said he's like, I'm gonna run 10 better endings than that. And it's like a lot of things that happen, and it's like if you had made both seasons just 10 episodes, you would have had essentially 8 more hours of Game of Thrones, right? Because both of them were 6, so that's an extra 4 per season at 1 hour a piece, like at least 8 more hours of Game of Thrones, 8 more hours of character development. Some people weren't really, they were kind of really weirded out that the Hound tries to kill his brother and kills him in a fiery
I thought that shit was dope.
I thought that was dope.
Some people were upset that they thought that was going to be a little like crazier. But I mean,
I thought it was still dope.
I thought it was a great.
I thought it was okay.
I thought it was
okay. I wasn't
episode. That was like my favorite part.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's right up there with like Star Wars duels, man.
Yeah, he died pretty
like,
brutal.
And then he like stabs him in the eye. I was like, yeah.
Well, that's the thing is like, so all the story arcs like in perspective. Some people were upset about that. Not very many, but like people were. Some people were upset that essentially Jaime Lannister spends this whole time going all the way to the other side to be the most honorable, only to give like essentially Brienne like a mercy scamping, like just to do that, and then come back to go to his queen.
At least kill her. Have him kill her.
Yeah, have him kill her. And then he just like looks her in the eye and is like, "We're about to die, so you need to focus on me, so you don't get super scared." Like,
and then Tyrion finds their bodies, and they're like the most perfect, beautiful dead bodies of like the entire show. Like, have their heads exploded.
Yeah,
or
they're at the top of the pile. I don't think those rocks would have killed them. Yeah, he didn't have to dig through a bunch of rocks.
Yeah,
they were at the top.
Like, oh, they're like 2 bricks under.
Conveniently found at the top. Dramatically found at the top. Shed a tear. Yeah. My pleasure. I like. No.
He's a good actor.
He's a great actor.
Yeah, Peter Dinklage. Yeah.
Peter Dinklage.
The imp.
Peter Dinklage. Yeah.
That's what.
So his story arc, I thought that was pretty cool. He gets to be the Hand of the King, right?
Yes.
Did you guys think that Bran thing was crazy? Bran is the king?
After Dany died, I checked out. I was like, all right. I didn't care anymore.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I was just like, after everything that was going on, I was just like, all right, cool.
He was like, that's some shit.
Yeah, I was like, all right, what, are you going to make Jon Snow again? And they're like, no, we're going to make Bran. And I'm like, oh, okay,
Because the thing is, like, they say like Bran wouldn't be able to have kids, so like they're gonna break the wheel.
Yeah,
and so the kids won't fuck shit up.
And then Sansa's like, he doesn't have a dick. Like out of nowhere.
Yeah, and it's
when
like,
he got
dude, what
crowned.
the fuck?
He's like, dude, what?
Yeah.
Really? You couldn't like dumb that down a little bit?
Yeah, that's really weird. And then also like the Arya thing. There's just so many weird things about it. Like Jon Snow's ending was weird. It just wasn't fulfilling. Like for as much story building as they did for these characters, like I just didn't feel like any of them had a crazy, like it was like, oh, I could have seen that happening. And everyone's final like gripe about the whole couple seasons, well, the last 2 seasons was like when they started writing their ending to it, essentially, is that everyone had plot armor. Like in Game of Thrones,
I want plot armor.
They kill off whoever. Like it doesn't really matter. Like, you know, people who you don't expect to die like all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
And then Jon Snow made it through. The Starks make it through to that. Like the 3 main ones. And there's like none of the Starks died.
I mean, I don't know. I guess.
I mean, they killed a shitload of Starks at the Red Wedding, but that was seasons ago, dude. I want some more Stark blood. I need it as an offering. So, on that same note, do you guys feel like these guys are going to nail a trilogy? And what is the notion that you were telling me about some petition for them not to do it?
Yeah, so because probably the bad taste of all the fans left in their mouths with Game of Thrones, from Game of Thrones, fans are petitioning against the showrunners of Game of Thrones from making the new trilogy of Star Wars.
I actually don't care as much.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably in the same boat with you there. I can see why some fans are petitioning. Probably just a combination of some people were pissed off at what happened in the last movie, the last Star Wars movie, and in combination of what these guys did with Game of Thrones.
They did it to get to Star Wars faster, though. So in my opinion, it's like
right, like they might just do it pretty damn good. I mean, they did all those.
Yeah,
other
I mean, I'm
good.
gonna give them the benefit of the doubt as well.
I think they can write an epic.
I'll be like,
trilogy.
that's some old shit.
I don't think. All right, that's the last time you can use
They,
that.
I guess, but then it's
I
like
get 3.
they were really
That was the
good.
3rd time.
Yeah.
They were really good with like George R. R. Martin's material, though. So it kind of makes you wonder, like, how much
Yeah,
was
because
it
they
just-
have to make their own.
Are you gonna make? Well, then which of the directors from Harry Potter do you remember? Because they were doing all that shit with other people's stuff, and some of those movies were really great. So it's like,
How does that apply?
it's like some of those guys, some of the directors from those have made pretty good standalone films as well as like, you know.
You made some pretty good standalone films.
I'm disappointed in all my
I
films.
still watch to this day. No, but I'm saying, like, because have they done anything on their own? What's the last thing they've done on their own?
I don't know. We can IMDb the shit out of this.
Okay, but I'm just saying, like, that's the question. Is like, oh, okay, they're really good with somebody else's stuff. How do we know that? Like, how much?
How much creative juices they have.
Yeah, so that's the question.
I see what you're doing there.
Yeah, like that.
Going into the directed by. So who are the main guys that directed this?
You mean the showrunners? David Benioff.
Okay.
And what's the other guy? DB Weiss.
Okay, so David Benioff, right? Or Benioff. Game of Thrones, obviously. The Kite Runner, 2007.
Based on a book, though.
Oh. Yeah, that was, right? Okay.
Damn, that was a strong ass movie, though.
X-Men Origins Wolverine, 2009. That was like one of the worst ones.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Oh, Jesus.
Was that movie bad?
It was pretty bad. Oh, he was an actor and a bunch of other stuff. Director.
That was funny.
Writer for that Gemini Man, the new Will Smith movie. So we might be able to see some of that as a standalone.
That one doesn't even look that great.
He was the writer for Brothers, the movie with what's it called? It was Jake Gyllenhaal and Tobey Maguire, brothers, and then the military
that
movie.
was a good one.
Do you like that one?
Yeah.
All right. Cool. I like that one. I thought that was pretty good.
All right.
Troy, writer.
Okay, that was pretty good. I don't know. I like
Okay,
Troy.
now this
Troy hits
is
me in the
getting
soft
pretty
spot.
good. Yeah, Troy's a really good movie. I really like that movie. Oh, so I mean, that guy has a pretty good repertoire, I feel.
There's potential.
And then Weiss.
DB Weiss, yes.
Nothing.
He didn't do shit.
It says he played in the sand the whole time.
He played in the sand.
He was writer for Game of Thrones and Sunny the 13th.
I don't know what that is.
Or actually, that's just It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa, what?
Producer for The Specials, Game of Thrones, and Game of Thrones The Last Watch, which is another HBO series. But it was just about the Game of Thrones. I mean, so the other guy has some pretty good films underneath his belt, so I think it's going to be pretty good.
Yeah, we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's all we can hope for.
We still got fucking, this next one.
J.J. Abrams' last one.
Man.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
all right. Next off, going from Star Wars to Star Trek, there is a new series coming out called, I think it's like Picard or something like that, where basically it's the series you currently see me watching right now, for The Next Generation, and Captain Picard is now ex-admiral, and basically, I guess from how the trailer went, he's not in Starfleet anymore, but they were just like, hey, we need you, man. And he's just like, man, that's some old shit.
Hey, edit that part out.
But yeah, and I think that's going to be very cool. For some reason, I love the Star Trek universe. I mean, before, when I was uneducated, I thought only Star Wars was like the dopest thing around, but this is kind of just another side of it, because in Star Wars it's just like there's like a lot of violence and just like,
also, I mean, it's kind of unfair, I think, in a sense, to compare Star Trek before the films to Star Wars, because it's a series versus a film. So in order to really capture people within like an hour and a half to 2.5 hours, I mean, that's a standard film running time. So like you're gonna need like a bunch of pew pew explosions, this and that, like to really keep the like momentum like in a going, series. It's like a lot of character building. At the end of an episode, you'll get something, and then you'll be like, oh snaps! I wonder what's gonna happen next one.
Well, because
it's a really unfair comparison.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you can't compare the two. You kind of just you like it or you don't, but don't let your fandom of one series shit on another one.
What about Battlestar Galactica?
I actually haven't started watching. There's so many shows to watch, man. I'll probably will eventually watch that.
Bears beats Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah,
that's all I have to say.
And along with Picard, so they're bringing back the Patrick Stewart from The Next Generation back into the Star Wars universe or Star Trek universe, and also what was his name? Brian Fleming, the guy who played Data, also on Star Trek The Next Generation. They're bringing him back, and I think that's very cool because
they needed money so bad that they got to act again to make some money. Like scraps given to them.
No, because I think a lot of the old fans would love to see the actors and stuff. Like, imagine with the speculation with Star Wars and whatnot. How you hear Palpatine's laugh and stuff. It's like, oh shit, they're bringing him back. Like,
oh snap,
yeah,
that's some old shit, and we're fucking excited as fuck.
And same thing with the title of the next movies that's coming out, Rise of the Skywalker or whatnot. They're speculating that Anakin as a Force ghost is gonna be like talking and shit. I was like, oh, that's some cool shit. And yeah, so I just think it's very cool to bring back old fan favorites into the show. You know what I mean? Just bring them back and see what they can do with it. So I think that's very cool. Now going on to the Star Trek films. So I don't know if you knew when you watched the movie with me. So in the Star Trek reboot, Chris Hemsworth was actually in the opening scenes of the original reboot. The guy who played Thor, the actor. So literally,
did you watch those, Dave?
Which ones?
The Star Trek reboots.
Yeah, they were pretty good.
Yeah, so basically him being in that little 15-minute window is literally what got him into being Thor.
Okay.
Because, before that he wasn't doing any, I don't think he was doing anything big, I should say. I don't know what he was doing. I don't know.
His brothers are pretty multi-talented.
Yeah. But after that, that kind of put him in the spotlight and then put him into the Marvel universe. Now, I guess they were asking him for the next movie, Star Trek 4, the 4th movie that they're going to be working. They were asking him if he wanted to be in there. I don't know, as another character or something, but he declined it. So
he said that's some old shit.
Yeah, he said that's some old shit. I mean, how would you think, like, if, say, you were Chris Hemsworth?
I would drop Men in Black and do that one, man. Why is he doing Men in Black? What the fuck?
That one was weird.
That's what I'm thinking.
What the fuck?
Sorry. Go ahead. But yeah,
I mean, if
that's some old shit.
Yeah.
I feel
Well, I'm just saying, like,
we should just name this episode. That's some old shit.
Dude, that is some old shit over there.
No, but like the film that got you, like, put a good mark on your resume.
Yeah. Like, make it full circle. Come back.
Yeah, come back. I don't know.
I have no loyalty to any of you guys. If I could get you for $3, I'd kill you cold-bloodedly. Even though you owe me at least $600 in rent, I'd kill you for $3.
I mean, I would.
Dick.
I would be mad. I would be mad if you didn't.
Yeah. I mean, it's $3 cold, hard dollars. Hard.
You could buy some candy with that.
Firm.
Dulcelandia.
See,
I could get a hobo to stop bothering me at the street light with one of those dollars.
No,
it's like, you know what? I killed both of my best friends for you to get this fucking dollar.
Now stop bothering me. And don't wipe down my windshield with that shit. Don't do that.
Don't use that fucking newspaper.
bro.
I know that trend is coming up. I don't know. I feel like loyalty to where he stands with that. I mean, let's just, he like owes Star Trek to come back.
I don't. Not
is that what you're saying? Like,
no,
you feel like,
not necessarily.
Or would you honor that? Would you in your heart?
Me personally, like in my own personal opinion, if I was Chris Hemsworth, I would go do a Star Trek movie. Shit.
Is Chris Hemsworth a Star Trek fan? Has he been on a lot of those like Comic Cons and stuff and said like, oh, a big Star Trek fan?
No, I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly.
Sometimes if your heart's not in it, you can't come back, man. I mean, that's the thing is like you can't do it. Like,
I mean, he's right.
I mean, there's a lot of people who don't come back to certain reboot series. They just don't even do it as cameos. Like they just don't have the heart for it. It's like that's some old shit.
That's some old shit.
It's gonna be like a drinking game. Every time we say it, somebody take a shot.
Yeah, right. Also, moving on. Batman.
Oh shit. This is something I do know something about.
Yeah. So Robert Pattinson, the guy who was the shiny vampire from Twilight.
That's exactly what I was gonna say, Kevin.
Oh
Holy
my
shit.
god. Mm-hmm. He's gonna be the new Batman. So what's
that's it. That's it.
That's all I
my
had to
topic.
Talk
Thanks.
Goodbye. Later.
Later.
No, but how do you guys feel about that?
If that guy can defend elephants, he can.
Thank you. Water for elephants?
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
Bro.
You don't know what we're talking about. And you're out of this podcast.
No.
Bring me up to speed or else I feel left out.
All right. Check this out. I'm going to pack your lunch and drive you to school.
Oh, okay.
This is cool.
All right.
Get the car running. I'm excited.
All right.
Yeah.
A lot of people got pissed, including myself, when they announced that Robert Pattinson was going to be the new Batman.
You were pissed?
Yeah, because I'm like, what the
I thought it was wonderful. I was like, this motherfucker's going to sparkle.
Literally. But I mean, if you ask him,
making jokes.
I like that one.
You like that
You didn't
one?
reat that one for the last.
Hey,
5
write that
minutes.
one down.
I'm really proud of myself for that
Write that one down. We're gonna timestamp that one.
Kevin's joke. 20 minutes in.
All right.
Yeah. So if you ask Robert Pattinson what he feels about the Twilight role, he fucking hates that role. He didn't,
Twilight?
Yeah, it's just like a role that he didn't have any other openings, and that was the one that he had to take.
And they eye candied him into 4 films.
Yeah, and then he got a great payday. He didn't have to do any other movies after that, but because of that, like he's like, okay, now I'm only going to take the roles that I actually
that he wants to do. Yeah.
So after that, he's been doing real. I mean, everybody's like, dude, he's been on a good role. I mean, like even before that, I think I'm not sure if it was before. I think it was before that he did the Harry Potter one. Mm-hmm. And then that's when he did the Twilight one. And then after that, he did a couple other ones, and he showed like his acting roles and his acting chops And he did. That's the one that I like.
That's
Water
the
for
one
Elephants is pretty dope.
Me and
I
my
thought that was
mom
pretty good.
hold hands during that film.
Really?
Because
Yeah.
it was
good.
It was great.
It was wasn't Christoph Waltz in that shit too? I'm not sure. Was he?
My boy, Christoph
I
Waltz.
check that shit out. I think he was in it.
All right.
I know Reese Witherspoon was in it, and I love Reese Witherspoon.
I mean, my opinion on that is, I mean, it's kind of like how with Harrison Ford in Star Wars. Harrison Ford did not want to be, like, he hated Star Wars, actually. He couldn't wait to be killed off on the series because every time he was wanting to do other films, you know, and he has done a lot of good films, but he was always known as, hey, you're Han Solo. And he was like, that's some old shit. But now drink.
I love that shit.
Now drink, all right.
I think we just got to keep doing it now. Give me that bottle opener though.
But oh yeah, use the Infinity Gauntlet.
I am.
All right, so backtracking to Water for Elephants, right? Christoph Waltz was in that. He was August.
I knew that shit. I knew that shit. Yeah. So yeah, I think Robert Pattinson's gonna. I don't know. I'm open to it.
I'm open to it too, honestly. Just because. Yeah, but I mean, because I can kind of feel his pain. I mean, I'm not an actor, but I can kind of feel his pain about being typecast in a role. Like, I'm going to use some colorful language here, but I'm pretty sure if I was Robert Pattinson, I wouldn't want fans to just be like, "Oh, the guy from Twilight's going to be fucking Batman. This fucking sucks." And I was like, "How about you shut up? Let me do my thing. Let me prove myself."
Damn.
Right?
Dude.
Wow.
Did you just pitch a movie to me?
Yeah, all right, bro.
Yeah.
That sounded fucking powerful.
Yeah, it was really powerful.
I think I can redo that speech, but in the same way about like dad letting me go. To
No, but that shit's old.
That shit's some house shit.
That's some shit.
I really feel like I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
I feel like he's a great actor. I mean, we're talking about a potential trilogy here. We're talking about like a standalone Batman film.
I'm not jumping on his nuts 100%. I'm saying I'm open to it. Let's see what that boy does.
The guy has
Give the boy
potential.
a fucking chance.
Yeah.
The guy has potential.
Yeah.
I feel like he can act. Can he get jacked? Can he
Yeah, he probably can.
essentially break open 15 eggs into like a jug, chug them in the morning, go jogging, and get yoked? No.
I mean, dude, look. Example: Zac Efron. They're just like, oh, that's that High School Musical shit, but he ended up getting jacked, and I think he
got more than jacked.
Oh,
he
dude.
Yeah, like hair.
he got
shit on his chest.
ridiculously.
he got yoked.
He was standing alongside The Rock, and they both looked like they were.
Dude, he's on sauce. Come on. He's on sauce.
Yeah,
For sure.
He was on sauce.
That's what I'm saying. Like Hollywood, yeah, it's acceptable to get on the sauce to do the part.
Yeah.
So,
He was like at 0% body fat. Like for like him and The Rock, they could keep like Tyson chicken in business for how much fucking chicken breast they were fucking eating during that shit. It was insane. But
or like Chris Evans when he did fucking Captain America, he was when he did the first one.
Yeah.
You don't remember that scene when he fucking first.
Oh yeah.
Even in between takes, he was like doing push-ups and lifting weights so that like could be like all.
Oh yeah,
so he could glisten.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh
he's
yeah.
eating bland chicken and rice and shit
And
in between takes.
That girl, that like, remember that
where
that
she,
touched her chest? That touched her
touch?
chest?
Yeah.
That was 100% uninspired. I guess like she saw him for the first time and was
Shit,
like,
I would've titty touched too,
I would
man.
touch his
I'd be like,
chest too.
Yo, she was like,
Yeah,
I want to touch this shit.
Yeah, grab an egg and separate the egg white and just get yolk. It was that great.
Robert Pattinson doesn't look like he has any fat on him, so I'm pretty sure if he did a couple, what do you call those? Cycles?
Yeah, a couple
lift some
cycles.
weights?
Right.
It'd be good.
Get them right. Get all of those right.
Yeah, man.
And on the bottom of my movie contract for anyone who plays in Power Rangers, the one I'm making, it says we will not test it for steroids.
In bold lettering.
Yeah, at the
will
bottom, we will
not
not
test.
test for steroids. All right.
Okay, so moving on. We all watched some trailers earlier of some new movies coming out is it this year? Rambo: Last Blood. I was like, oh shit, I thought they were done with that. But what do you think from your?
What was the last Rambo film called?
Oh shit.
That was the one where it was like we were like, is this really
Wasn't
coming
it like
back?
in Thailand or like?
Oh
yeah. It was like when Christian missionaries went over, and he was like, "Well, I'm gonna defend all you fuckers."
Damn. I never saw it. I didn't see any.
That's
of it.
probably how he's super lucky that the people in Thailand have like a huge language barrier with him because he just I'm gonna defend all you fuckers, and they're like, dude, why are you insulting us?
No, yeah, but basically all these Christian mercenaries. If we're talking about the old film, I don't remember the name. I for some reason I watched.
I think it was just called Rambo. It was just called Rambo, and it was just a plain reboot because none of the Rambo films, due to to David's joke that made total sense when he said it.
Right.
All the Rambos have like Rambo something, but that one was just called Rambo.
Yeah.
And then and when they were like Rambo and it came out, which had a horrible video game that came out with it.
Really? There was a video game that
came out and it was disturbingly bad.
Really?
As someone who has a very like a broad spectrum of like where I feel like I would be able to rate film the same way you rate video games.
Yeah.
And I would say that you would shit yourself trying to play this game. Like you would be so infuriated. We might do a follow up on that, but
Playthrough.
Yeah, playthrough. But it's like
I want to find this game.
It was so horribly reviewed.
We should just start a new segment where we find like the shittiest games. And just
that
play
watch
it.
you play it and get super pissed and then hit you with shit with her. But, it's like, but I don't know. So Rambo, yeah. And then from that film, I thought that was it. And now we have Rambo.
Brazil.
Last Blood.
Sorry, Last Blood.
Last Blood. The Last of the Blood. The first film was called Rambo, First Blood.
And the next one that you don't know.
So it's
about
coming
is gonna
full
be-
circle.
It's going to be called Blood Ever After.
Yeah.
I'm calling it right now.
You're calling it. It's like, dude, you heard it here first.
I was like,
5 years from now, we're like, dude,
I told you that. And he's like, and then, oh man, and then just one where it's just like Rambo, but he's in a casket, and everyone's like fighting around. They use his casket to ward off.
somebody puts his bandana on and they just start all of a sudden killing people.
Rambo, First Blood again. It's like it can't be First Blood if it's again, bro. And it's like it's the First Blood, but again.
Blood 0.5.
But looking at the trailer for the film, it does look very action packed. Like
Yeah.
it's you're there for Rambo killing people.
Oh yeah,
A shit ton of people.
did you see that shit? Rambo killed a guy.
He killed a lot of people.
I've been meaning to talk to you about that, Rambo. You're gonna want to lay low for a while.
Looking at the trailer, I did like.
Probably want it from.
I did like it. I had a certain feel of because it looked like FBI agents were going to the house. Like,
Oh, really?
Like he was
farm.
killing government officials.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. It made me think of that standoff. I don't know if you remember back in the day. I think it was in Texas.
Oh shit! You talking
Yeah.
about Waco, Texas?
Yes,
right now?
yes.
Oh fuck!
Yes.
Well, there was also that one where that guy like
That's what I thought when I saw the the trailer.
Go over that situation. Just a
the
brief.
Waco, Texas. Okay, so
David
basically
something.
there was like a compound and stuff like that, and they all had a shit ton of guns. And I don't know why the police were going
I
there.
forgot. There's a big ass fucking story about it.
Yeah, but basically the police were like, "Yo, give us the hostages or something like
Yeah,
that."
because he had a cult. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a cult, something like that. But basically, it's like, no. It's like, we're going to defend this place. It's like, you see these? Oh, there's actually a film on it, wasn't it?
I don't know.
I could have sworn there was a dramatization film on it.
Probably.
But basically, it's like, you see these guys? They want to ruin our way of fucking life and shit. And then they just...
They just fucking killed each other.
yeah,
They
it just
did
became a crazy shootout.
murder suicide.
There
pact.
was another one where there was like a group of guys and they all posted up in a building because they thought that the local government was like imposing on their rights to have so many guns and so many things. And they had a standoff with the police. They were like, this is unconstitutional. They ended up coming back and winning that fight in the Supreme Court.
Who did?
It was like this group of guys, I'm pretty sure like somewhere in like Utah or something like that. But it was just like they had a standoff with the police and they were like, no, it's unconstitutional for you to try to come in here and take our shit. And it was. It was like super. I mean, I'll bring this back on the next podcast with the actual story because it's actually a pretty cool story. But
You're a pretty cool story.
dude,
I'm just saying it's a
Pretty
compliment.
dope,
thank
bro.
you.
I felt that.
Because you know why? You're strong right here, bro.
And you know,
Right here.
I'm gonna grab that shit. I'm gonna take that to the bank.
Thanks,
I'm gonna save
man.
it for later, dude.
This is so lame.
But yeah. Jaws me in the middle of the show.
So yeah, it'll remind you of Waco, Texas because Rambo's some crazy. Also, how did this guy kill policemen, a bunch of Viet Cong? Like he killed a bunch of Russians. He killed so many people in the world, and they just let this dude have a house.
What's the country that he has left? What's left on his checklist?
I guess, yeah. And they don't let up. They were like,
Alaska with the polar bears? I mean, they're already dying.
They're already dying.
The first one, he was in the Middle East, right?
No, the first one's in the U.S. soil. That's like in Seattle.
I have no idea.
Here's the thing about Rambo.
Really? The first blood is in the...
So the first Rambo, this is my favorite Rambo. I remember watching this with my dad. Because it was in Telemundo, and Telemundo was like passing it.
Fuck it,
yeah. It was passing it, and it were.
Regresamos con Rambo.
Rambo. Primer sangre. It was like
it was always like a long ass title. Primer derramamiento de sangre. Damn, that's like
Did you
really
hear that,
long.
Dad?
Yeah.
They spilled the blood first. And it was like, my dad was like, this shit is dope. And I was like, Sábado Gigante was like just past it. I was like, switch it over to Telemundo. And then
dude, you're fucking
dude, I was so good at this.
Like
and we were saying that, and my dad was just like, hey, I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm like, Dad, watch this. And he was like, dude, he was like, because we and my dad were huge Rocky fans. So he sits down and we watched that. And my dad, I think, had seen it, but he was like, oh, this kid's gonna fucking lose his fucking shit. And we sit down and we watch this movie, right? And it's okay. So Rambo is a Vietnam vet who essentially gets he's a like a tumbleweed. He's just going throughout, like he's just kind of walking aimlessly through the U.S. Okay. And he gets caught by a policeman, and the policeman kind of really fucks him up and says like, "Oh, you're just one of those druggy Vietnam guys that came by. You're a little fucking loser, bitch." And then like it's just like he's like, "Don't mess with me," because it's fucking Rambo, right? And he's just like, "What is going on here, man?" And he's like, "Dude, you're just like, oh, blah blah blah," and then fucks like essentially he draws first blood. He beats the living daylights out. It's really fucked up. Like he beats him up, and then Rambo escapes. Right? He loses his fucking mind,
which it hasn't been lost before at this point.
And then he goes into and I can have the state wrong, but I remember it's a very dense like rainforest. So it could be like Appalachian Mountain. It could be in Seattle, up near the
I like how you go so detailed.
Up near like the big old redwood forest and stuff. But he's like in this forest. He runs out into the woods, right? Okay. And then all these cops go in after him, not knowing.
This is back when we had rainforests and shit before fucking global warming destroyed.
Well, I mean, there's still rainforests out there. Actually, there's two places in the U.S. that have like registered rainforests, but he's out there, right? Gone soon. Yeah. It's all right, dude. We need paper. So they go out there, right? Shit. And this is a legit thing. They go out into this thing, and Rambo starts murdering cops. Like he's in the dense brush, and that's the one where the guys are walking, and he pops up behind them, and he's like.
Oh shit!
And he drags him down, and that's what I was saying. Like it's like one of the craziest things to me that at the end, like they call in his old sergeant,
dude, stop killing people.
Comes out to control him because everyone's like, holy shit, this dude's crazy in the forest, killing a bunch of people, and he gets stuck, and there's like helicopters on him, and then they bring him out, and then the end of the movie is they bring him out, they take him out. And then the take guy, him out? No, they take him out of the building because the guy who ran his old squadron, who knows who Rambo is, that knows that he's a blood-born that he can survive anything, comes out and they're like, "You're never gonna get him out of here. He'll kill everyone here." So it's like, and he leads him out.
That's dope.
And he grabs him and he's like, "You got to stop Rambo. We're not back there. Like we're in the U.S. now. You're safe. Like you're not in Vietnam." And essentially, he's just like, "They drew first blood," and he's like, "It's okay, bub. It's okay."
Oh my god, that's how it ends.
And he puts a blanket over him, and they take him away, and they put him in a cop car, and they take him away. And that was Rambo First Blood. And then I turned around, and I was like, "No mames." And my dad's like, "Pretty fucked up, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, that shit was fucked." And he was like, "That was how that shit happened. It fucking sucked." And then that's why, like, my favorite thing to say is like, dude, I would have loved to have been at the fucking court proceeding where he was at the jury. He's sitting down and they were like, "Remind us again why you killed 17 police officers in Seattle rainforest." "They drew first blood." And he was like, "Yeah, give him the chair." Give him pine saw, son. It's like, it's super messed up.
Isn't that the same fucking script of Hunted with Benicio del Toro and fucking Tommy Lee Jones?
I've never seen that film.
You haven't seen it?
No.
It's like, yeah, he's in the forest. He's fucking killing people left and right. And then Tommy Lee Jones is the guy that taught him. that fucking ex-mercenary shit, and he has to go and like, but they like go to kill each other,
Oh,
and it's like a fucking face-off.
I like it.
Benicio del Toro's a shit.
Face
man.
Off, another movie? What? No, I'm just
Nah, fuck that. I'm talking about Haunted.
Yeah.
Haunted's good.
Okay. So like, full circle. How are they letting this guy have just a house in the middle of nowhere where he's like, I've seen a lot of people get killed. I've seen it happen fast. Some of it happen slow. Now I'm on my rocking chair and I'm just waiting for them to come for me.
And then he
like,
fucking explodes a car with an arrow.
yeah.
I don't understand how that happens.
It's like,
I'm pretty sure that was just cutting magic.
I don't think
how does this
so.
guy have his
I think-
constitutional rights? They should take all his guns away. He should have no rights.
No bows, no arrows.
No bows, no arrows. They shouldn't let
He
this
did
dude have a
quite
stick.
the arsenal in his house. I was
Yeah.
like, Jesus Christ, he has so many guns.
Yeah, Jesus
The
Christ.
guy like opened the door, like, and, like he had like a
Oh
setup. He's
yeah,
like,
dude. Yeah, with the little trap was.
yeah.
He's got punji sticks outside his house.
Yeah, dude, that was awesome. I laughed at that part because when you explained to me what was it years ago, what the hell punji sticks? I was like, punji sticks.
What is
what
that?
the fuck is that?
So punji sticks, like, so the Viet Cong had all these crazy like booby traps that they had for like American soldiers that were going. And one of the things they would do is they would grab bamboo and sharpen it at such an angle that there was no way that even with a full blown boot that if you stepped on it perfectly, it wouldn't go straight into your foot.
Like it was that sharp?
It was that sharp, and it would go straight through the sole of your foot. And he's been in the military. Those like combat issue boots, like they're made to withstand shit. They're made to go through this kind of terrain. You step on it, it goes straight through. And what they coat the bottom of these things on is like either just like a crazy amount of like either like they just poop on them, so they're just like
They get infected.
they get super infected, or they cover them with like animals, snakes, poison and stuff like that. But usually it's poison and poop, and they put it on the stick,
Or like
and
oh my god.
and
so the person will die.
and the
either
person
quickly
will
or slowly.
slowly. Either even if it had just gone this much into your foot, your foot's gonna get infected. You're gonna lose your foot.
God.
And it was insane. And I explained that to him in I think third grade or no, it was like ninth or 10th grade.
It was either
was a
freshman
lunch
year in
table.
high school
Yeah.
or 8th grade.
Yeah.
Where'd you learn that?
I just read a shitload of books on that's dude. I loved
No,
Rambo, and I read a bunch of
Yeah. Well, I mean, actually, like between me and Jose growing up, me and
We're
him are
big
kind of
history
huge.
buffs.
Yeah, we're big history buffs. So, like, kind of like how when I said, "Oh, those big arrow things, like in Game of Thrones, that's a ballista," because like I kind of studied on like siege warfare.
Scorpion. That's what those are called in the other books.
Oh, we're having a nerd off. Go ahead. Go ahead.
With my glasses.
I'm choking on all your misinformation. All right, so
I mean, as for the film, going back to the film,
Let's finish
as a
this one
film,
out.
it's gonna be. It's gonna be a huge action film. I feel if you're there for action, you're gonna get it.
he's gonna die.
Well, it
I
says
call
Last Blood.
He's gonna die.
Can't.
He's an old man. He's gonna die, yeah. But he's gonna take out a lot of bodies with him.
And this one's gonna.
There's only one thing killing Sylvester Stallone, and it's Sylvester Stallone. So unless he does it to himself, he can't die, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. It's too intense. All right, moving on though into another film of an older man who's hitting his.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Terminator.
Yeah.
Terminator. So wait, what is it? Just Terminator? What's
Dark Fate.
Oh, Dark Fate. That's what it was. Looking at it, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't understand where the fuck this is in the whole timeline of things. Like they've done they did one with Emilia Clarke. It was like Genesis. I like that one.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Annihilation 2 was another one, right?
Right?
Oh, wait, no, that was a different
Salvation.
movie. Yeah.
Annihilation's a good movie though. Natalie Portman, shout out.
Oh, duh.
She won't follow me back. Whatever. But yeah, they did Genesis and they did Salvation. I like Salvation too, man. That was
Yeah,
pretty cool.
boy, fucking. That was my boy. What's it called?
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale.
Yeah.
And I don't know why he didn't sign on for that one. That's the one where he had his freak out. Remember?
Oh yeah, he's like, nah, man, we're cool, but professionally, we're done. yeah. some lighting guy.
Dude,
like,
he probably
fucking pissed him off.
Oh yeah,
He lost his shit.
He lost his shit.
Really?
Yelled at it. Even Family Guy did a spoof on it.
Yeah, they
on how
did.
crazy it was. We'll
Really?
show you
Oh,
afterwards.
shit.
It's
Please show me.
Look it up, people.
This sounds
yelled it.
incredible.
Oh, dude, it was brutal. It was
Yeah.
like that guy just. I don't know if there's actual video to go with the original audio,
think so.
but he yelled at some dude, and he was like,
going off.
"Fuck, blah blah." It was just like, dude, it was like me.
And it was right after like Batman hit hard, like
Yeah.
The Dark Knight. So everybody's like, "Oh my god, Batman's an asshole."
What a dick.
Yeah, I know, but it was Salvation. It was. I thought that movie was dope.
I thought it was cool.
Right? Genesis, never saw it. So a little brief on that one. What was that?
Okay, I suck, but I think the way that it went was like Amelia Clark is that one chick that just came back right now, Sarah Connor. So
Sarah Connor.
it's her when she's younger, and then it's like a separate. They basically went to a different timeline because how does it go? I think
Genesis.
She,
What is Genesis in the Bible?
The beginning.
Hennessy's. Highway. Anyways, and then I guess the whole thing gets thrown off by the Terminator goes back and saves her when she's a kid, and then raises her, and then I think he dies, and she's the one that saves.
Wow, so many fucking
The
weirdo
dad or
timeline
whatever.
bullshit.
Yeah, it was dope though. It was pretty cool, and then you
Yeah.
get to see Amelia Clark naked too. So I was like, I mean, there's a plus.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I mean, even more than Game of Thrones, so that's pretty cool. And then it was a pretty cool time. I don't know, I liked it. I was like, this ain't that bad. Because I remember I went into it and I was like, this is going to be stupid. And then I saw it, I was like, not that bad. So they're completely ignoring all that with this one.
Sorry, that's fine. So everything I just literally said to you,
Everything that I just said was awesome. I don't think any of that applies here.
Scrap all that fucking bullshit.
James Cameron is back on as a producer. And Sarah Connor.
I thought that was pretty dope.
Is back, yeah. So I don't know. They're doing a whole nother spinoff, and there's like new Terminator 3. It's a Terminator 3000, and I don't know.
It's over 5,000.
Its power level's over 9,000. Yeah.
So overall, are you guys going to be watching it?
Yeah,
Are you
I'll watch
excited
the
for
shit
it?
out of that.
What's up?
I will wait for the ratings. If it's like over 50%, like 60% and up, then yeah, maybe I'll go check it out.
That's one thing that I feel like on this podcast, me and Kevin have not had a chance to do because we've been watching banger after banger.
Damn.
That I feel like we haven't had to go watch a shitty film to watch it just to come back to tell you guys not to watch it. Could you bear a bad film?
Yeah.
Would you sit down through a bad film? Just like
I have before.
What's the longest you've gone through a film and been like, this is shit?
That's a good question.
Then again,
I do know.
If it's on TV, it's different because you would just say, "Fuck
Change
this some old shit," and then just that's
shit.
some
Drink.
old shit. That's some old shit, and you stop watching it. If it's on Netflix, you switch it for sure. If you paid to go watch a movie in the theater, have you ever left?
I remember I wanted to. I remember me and my buddy, he wanted to see. Do you remember that movie? It was like, it was about like hurricanes and storms happening and shit, like randomly. It wasn't The Day After Tomorrow. It was like basically
Sharknado?
Is that the one where they had
even Sharknado was better.
where they had like that system set up in the air that controlled the weather?
That's cooler. That was what they hit me with their best, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, not that one.
Okay, then which one are you talking?
It even like fucking floated out of existence. Nobody even knows what it's called.
Because it's so bad.
Yeah.
And you wanted to leave the theater.
Yeah, I didn't even want to go see it, but me and my buddy made a deal and shit, and I'm like, all right, let's go see it. And it was terrible. And then at the end, it was like aliens that were causing it, and then they never showed the aliens. It was so stupid.
It sounds stupid.
Oh, it was so stupid. It hurt me to watch it. I feel like I left stupid.
I mean, if we're on the subject about terrible movies,
No, you don't.
no, I watched the movie. It was called Bug. Was the name? Do you remember? No, you don't. Do you? No. Okay.
The one with the meth heads.
Yes.
You talked about this already on this podcast.
Okay. Well, then I'm not going to repeat it again.
really? I don't
Yeah.
remember. I would talk about it again.
Okay. Real quickly. It was my first date with my first love.
Oh shit! I think I do remember this. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
I want to hear it. Let's
with
hear
my
it again.
first love. And
First love.
yeah,
The way you say
and that movie was so bad, but I didn't think it was that bad because I'm a fucking nerd, and I was just like, oh, it's the nuances because they're fucking meth heads, and I thought it was kind of cool. But in her, it was funny because when me and her had a conversation later, she was like, "What did you think about the film?" I was like, "Oh, I thought it was good." Being me, my nerd self, and just saying, I thought it was cool because of this certain thing. And in her head, it's like, "Oh, I thought it was cool too." Really, no, she didn't.
I hate when that happens when chicks are like, "Oh yeah, I like," just because you liked it, and you're like, "Dude, just be real with me."
Mm-hmm. Tell me that
we
it's
both hated that film, but we want to love each other so much. It's crazy.
Not even that. Just like if you don't like it.
Please tell me that movie sucked.
Yeah.
And then I can realize, oh, I see your point. It's because I'm a fucking Gemini and I think everything's cool.
Hi, my name's Kevin.
Get
I
into
based
it.
everything on the stars.
I don't believe in
Yeah,
that.
I mean, because I'm a basic white girl and I believe in astrology.
Damn, that's told in the stars?
Isn't that in the
Yeah,
Gemini
it was
horoscope?
yeah.
But I'm a
I
Gemini.
read my fucking horoscope.
But I'm a Gemini, goddammit. None of that it always applies to everything.
I know.
It's like,
I
you
was like,
peed today. I'm like, dude, I'm a fucking
oh my
Gemini.
god. It's like, listen, it's like,
Dude, this is
yes,
crazy.
It's like, yes, I know I had sex with your dad. I was like, but I'm a Gemini, so like they told me I was gonna do it.
Jesus Christ.
Premeditated.
Oh my god.
man.
Okay, so Terminator, we're gonna be watching that. David, so you have a subject.
I have multiple subjects. No. Yeah, a couple things that I have here written down. Were you a fan of Black Mirror?
Yes, I am. I'm a pretty big fan of Black Mirror. I really like the Star Trek-esque episode. My my ex-girlfriend got me into Black Mirror.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and you know what's funny? My friend Tati, shout out. She had been telling me to watch this show for so long. She's like, "Watch Black Mirror, you'll enjoy Black Mirror." I was like, "Yeah, I'll get to it." But I never did. And it wasn't until like my ex-girlfriend just sat me down. It's like, "Watch this episode, you'll like it." And I was like, "Okay, I'll watch it."
It was with the U.S. Lannister one?
That one, and then we watched San Bernardino or
Oh,
yeah, that
the
one
with
was
the time travel and
that
shit?
was very cool. No, not time travel. That's the one where
I mean, it's
their
not time
con- their-
traveling, but it's VR and
their consciousness is put into
different times.
like the virtual reality.
Right.
Yeah, and I was like, very cool.
Yeah.
So this hits a lot of sci-fi-esque genres that I
Did you ever
like.
see White Christmas, the one with John Hamm?
No, I didn't.
Fuck, that one's my favorite.
Did you ever see Black Christmas? The one with Black Ham?
Did you? Which one was the season? I completely walked over there like I don't even understand what the fuck that meant.
No.
Hey, was it
The Punji stick.
Food, I just
Punji
punji
stick.
stick your brain, son.
Yeah, you
I
did.
like.
SMO shit? We got some new shit now.
That's how it should.
Well, shit. All right.
What's your favorite, or what you only saw? What, season 1 and season 2? God damn it!
I saw the season where the guy, they all get this thing and it's in their eye or in their brain. And then essentially they, like he figures out his wife cheated on him.
Oh, the one where
that's
they can
first
look
season.
at their memories
Yeah.
and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Which one was season?
First season.
That was first season?
I believe. Yeah, that was like the last episode of the first season.
Gotcha.
I'm a nerd on this.
No.
Yeah.
What about
What
the one
you
where
see?
like you're trying to get like ratings and then the ratings are like,
Oh, that was like third season, bro, with that one redhead chick.
yeah. And
Ron
then
Howard's daughter.
And she tries to go to the wedding and then she's trying to,
That was dope. I like how that shows like that's like you're a slave to social media and shit, and that's definitely where we
So
could be going.
I think I saw first through third season. At the time I was doing a lot of drinking.
Okay,
So,
same here.
I fell asleep through a lot of the second season because I feel like that's when I started realizing that it was telling me are you continuing to watch this? AKA like, hey, are
It
you
was more
really, are you
Alright,
dead
alright.
drunk right now? Like, and it's like, no, I like, yeah.
I mean,
And then I would never watch anything.
You should watch Hang the DJ. I think you'd like that one.
is that an episode?
Yeah.
Okay.
That one's.
I mean,
one
I'm
of my
I'm
favorites.
sure I would like all of Black Mirror. It's just I'm trying to get through years of Star Trek.
God
Yeah.
damn it!
Yeah. Right now I'm on like season 6 or season 5, and there's 7 seasons of
God damn.
the Next Generation, and I'm trying to breeze through that.
The beauty of Black Mirror is like you can choose any episode you want.
Yes, I do like that. Everything's a standalone story.
Yeah, that's the thing that like made Love, Death, and
Robot's pretty cool for us.
Yeah, and that one's shorter too. You
Yeah.
can just like knock the whole fucking episode out in like 2 days.
yeah.
Or the whole fucking season out in 2 days. Also, the cool thing with Black Mirror is like the last one, literally the last episode of the last previous season and shit was Black Museum, and they like it's literally a museum filled with like all these Easter eggs of like all the episodes
Really?
in previous seasons. It's the shit, dude.
Really?
It's dope. It's
That's
dope
cool.
as fuck.
That's the dopest dope
Yeah,
you've ever smoked?
Yeah, in Netflix form, yes. So yeah, the next week it's dropping with the new season. I think it only has like 5 or 6 episodes, but you got Miley Cyrus, you got what's his name, Mackie, the guy from Avengers.
Oh, Falcon.
Yeah.
His name is Captain America.
He's gonna be in it too. So it's gonna be some dope shit. I mean, they already killed it with that Bandersnatch thing. Did you see that one either? As well? Or?
Oh, is that's the one where you choose how the movie goes?
It's like an RPG, dude. It's dope. You can literally choose what the character in the movie does.
What?
And you can have like an ending in like 30 minutes because you fucked up.
Is that like high school?
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, what?
This is really fucking
bro.
dark.
Like stood up in the fucking prom and shit, and that's the end of the story.
That's how you tell a story in the middle class.
Yeah,
and
okay,
everyone
guys.
thinks you're a loser. Yeah, you start leaving.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. And then Miley Cyrus is like gonna be a doll or some shit. I don't know. There's so many storylines, so it's gonna be dope. Along with that, I just have like little tidbits here. Did you guys hear about Jordan Peele, the next movie that he's gonna do?
Movie, or is he doing the Twilight series? I thought he was doing the Twilight
He's gonna
series.
do Candyman.
Excuse me?
Yeah, Jordan Peele next horror film or thriller is gonna be Candyman. He's doing the Candyman series.
Whoa.
His take on that shit. Yeah, so it's
That's gonna be
dope.
good.
Did you see the original?
Yeah, I did, and
I did not.
the originals were like ones that were passing. So what used to pass? Was AMC? Has AMC been like a thing for a long time? Because I remember seeing them. It was like Thursday nights. I'd come home. It'd be like 8 o'clock. My parents would just be letting me flip through channels, and Candyman would pop on definitely during October. You know what I mean? Like, so I always felt like it was like.
No, I think it was only movies. I think it was like 1 and 2. Yeah, I think.
But yeah, Candyman was crazy.
Yeah, so he's gonna redo that whole shit. So it's gonna be dope.
Okay, so Black Mirror seasons. What else, David? Do we
talked about Jordan Peele already. Okay. So the new Quentin Tarantino movie, the Hollywood one, what's it called? Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yes, I saw. Well, I didn't see the full trailer, but I did see the title.
Oh damn! We should have seen that fucking trailer. I didn't know you. Didn't
No, we saw that trailer together, dude.
No, but
I didn't.
Oh,
But it's fine. Go ahead.
okay. Yeah, it was in Cannes Film Festival, and even before he showed it in the Cannes Film Festival, like every single viewer got like a letter from Quentin Tarantino, and he was like, "Look, we're gonna enjoy, the spectacle that is a film, but I only ask of you that you respect everyone's journey from the beginning to the end and not ruin it, like spoilers, basically, like how everybody takes a different journey." When they go see a movie and from the beginning to the end, if you don't know what's going to happen, everybody has a different experience. So he's like, don't spoil this shit. So he showed it at Cannes Film Festival. And I guess it got like a 6-minute fucking standing ovation at the end. Like everybody was just like clapping and like, oh my fucking God. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. Save the children. Save the children. I don't know where this is going, but I'm going to go back with it. Oh my God.
Oh man, I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, man. So it's got to be good. I'm like really excited for it.
And then the movie comes out, and then he's like, "Dude, this movie was shit."
I know. I'm afraid of
Yeah,
that.
and he said, "Dude, can you believe he paid 100 people to say that he gave us 6 minutes standing up? I'll pay you guys to stand up for 6 minutes and clap." I don't know. I think it's like, so me and David kind of have the same opinion about Hateful Eight,
Oh yeah, that's right.
which is kind of weird.
What was that opinion?
He sucked.
Really?
It was lackluster. I'll give it a 7 out of 10.
I'll give you lackluster.
I gave it an 8 hatefully.
You went up just to get that pun?
Yeah. Like,
You're losing your
take nothing
credibility.
back.
I'll take the credit.
Fuck
I won't take it back. Can't. You're making very poor life decisions, and it's bumming me out. Man.
It's bumming both of us, bro.
Oh man. I mean, I feel like that's going to be a great film, even from just okay. Let's put this in perspective. Like, let's Brad Pitt, Leonardo DiCaprio, together in film, supporting roles.
Yeah, and they were both like stars of his movies, right? I mean, Glorious Bastards for Brad Pitt, and then fucking Leonardo DiCaprio for like
Candy and Django.
Right.
I mean, it's gonna be a great film. There's no doubt about it. I mean, I feel like, is this his 9th film?
Is this the last one?
No, the next one's the last one.
Really? He's got one more?
Maybe 2.
No, it's got to be either this is the last one or he's got one more.
He might have one more in his pocket.
Damn. I thought it was the last one. I was like, oh, maybe that's why they gave him the standing ovation. Like, this is like his goodbye.
No, I feel like might be the second to last one, and the last one he has, because so he wanted to do his 3 revenge films, and his 3 revenge films were Inglourious Bastards, Django.
Okay.
That's a revenge film, and then Hateful Eight was a revenge film.
Whose revenge? What the fuck was that all about?
He's getting revenge for him getting his sister.
Him what?
Like, Channing Tatum is getting revenge for his sister getting captured.
That was a revenge. Channing Tatum got murdered like 2 minutes after he fucking appeared.
Yeah. I mean, it was a really weird one, but I'm pretty sure that was one of the red films.
I don't know about that.
It was in there. Look that shit up, Kevin. Jamie, that shit.
Hyman.
God damn it.
What was it? What film?
Okay, 3 revenge films from...
No, you should just put how many... no, we're going to make him look up too much shit.
How many revenge films from Quentin Tarantino? And moving on, as I talk about this... So, it is... Quentin Tarantino's moving on to a 10th film, right? The 10th film... it also, Quentin Tarantino said at one point that he wanted to do a Star Trek film. Do you remember that?
What?
Was it...
Who?
Quentin Tarantino said to give me a Star Trek film. Am I wrong about that?
I don't know about that.
Maybe a Star Wars film. I don't know. I really feel like it's going to be, I don't know, that's leaving it up to that. Like, I'm doing just 10 films and I'm done. Mm-hmm. Come on.
I like that, man. Because it's like he's basically saying like, yeah, he only has so many fucking plot lines that he really believes in that he can come up with. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
He only wants to do it when he's like 100% in, or he's not.
Who?
I mean, hopefully hopefully he becomes re-inspired and then here's the thing. Much like a Quentin Tarantino, I would say that you can really say that that's kind of in line with Tony Stark, right? In Endgame. Like, if the guy was out of the game and then like years later, 5 years later, they come and they present an idea to him, and then he just like takes it and he's like, could I do this? Fuck, I can. It's epic. It's something that's going to be like way out of blow it out of the water. He'd come back.
You mean Quentin Tarantino? Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like
But that's the thing is like he has to stand the test of time, where it's like he can leave saying that the 10th film is his last film. Mm-hmm. And then like 10 years from now, Quentin Tarantino's like, I don't know, how old is Quentin Tarantino? I was like in his mid-50s.
1 million years old.
Man, we need Jamie in here.
Hyman.
But yeah, so we like Quentin Tarantino is like, I don't know, like,
yeah, okay, but yeah,
you're
like
older,
he's
so
too
like 10
old
years, like
shit.
60, 65, 70. I mean,
yeah, okay,
he'd come back to do it.
Right. I mean, obviously, there's always that door open. Anybody can just jump back out of retirement, you know.
Just to do it.
But I feel like it's still respectable that he's like, okay, look, I only got like 8 fucking plot lines that I feel are like fucking good. After that, I think I'm out. If I come up with something else, all right, then guess what? I'm coming out of retirement.
You can always.
He just got married. You know, he's got all this shit that he has to do. You know,
Clint Eastwood is still in the game. Clint, did you watch The Mule?
No, did you see it?
No, I wanted to watch
I
it.
do want to watch
Why
that
are you
film.
talking shit?
But
if you
he's
haven't seen it?
making a film, is what I'm saying.
All right, but is it as fucking resonant as Quentin Tarantino's movie? Is he making Django Unchained? Is he making Inglourious Bastards? Let's not mention Hateful Eight. But is he making movies that are somewhat in that area? I don't think so. I mean, Gran Torino was pretty good, but you know,
I loved that film.
which one?
Gran Torino.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that one too. $1 Million Baby. Was fucking dope.
All right, so now we're gonna go down to Clint Eastwood. I think is a pretty respectable. And then he also had Clinton. He also do that movie with the guy who was a sniper.
Yeah, I didn't like that one. American Sniper.
Oh, you didn't like that one?
I mean, it was like total bullshit, wasn't it? In the end, they're like, it's not even based on a true story. It's like all that shit was fake.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was a good film.
I mean, okay, yeah, all right, I get you. No, I get it. But I mean, it's like the whole thing you're saying is like, oh, because he says that he only has 2 or 3 scripts that are worthy left. You're saying that it's like, oh, you're looking down on him as like a director. It's like, dude, or writer, director.
No, I'm not.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying, like, it's like I feel like he's like to say like I leave the scene on that. So did Jay-Z. So did a bunch of people like say like this is the last one.
He's gonna come back.
And it's just like he's just probably gonna come back.
You never know. I mean, Quentin Tarantino's fucking.
And it would be epic if he didn't, though. That's like I would be epic if he didn't. For him to stick to his word and just say like never.
I feel like he's too old school. Like he loves that old school shit. That he's like, you know what? I feel like my era is out anyways. With like, you know, everybody getting offended for any little shit that he does. You know, for like any little shit.
Yeah,
nowadays.
That's true. I mean, that's a good
point.
And
then like the movies that he does, like Django Unchained and, you know, Glorious Bastards, where he like, you know, does a lot of crazy shit.
Right.
I feel like he's like, you know what? This is like the end of my era. And maybe continuing from now on, I'll be a producer. I'll do shit like that. But as far as like me making shit, this is the end of my era. So that's what I'm saying. Bitch. And then after that, Avenger game from Square Enix.
Cover this one, bro.
Have you heard about this?
No, actually, you got me beat on this.
Cover this one, bro.
I have no idea what's going on with
I'll
this.
cover this one, bro. I feel like everyone was like super. Well, there's E3's coming, right?
Yeah.
That's E3's always in June.
They said they're gonna reveal it there.
They're gonna reveal it. They're gonna reveal a trailer there. Also, just to put this in perspective, E3 has a major company bowing out from E3.
What's that?
Sony. Okay.
Sony's gonna do their own shit.
Really? They're no longer gonna be in E3?
So E3 is like becoming this thing where it's like you have to pay so much money to come in to do it that like Sony was literally be like, okay, here's the thing. We're bowing out of this. We're gonna do our own expo funded by us. We're a big ass company. We can do whatever the fuck we want. Fuck on all you bitches, right? So they're gonna do their own separate thing. It's perfectly fine. They alone on exclusives are murdering the game. Murdering the game. I'm talking about no witnesses. There to witness. Except everyone witnessing how they're killing the game. we brought it back. It's like, it's crazy. So do they really need to go to E3 and stand alone? Now it's going to be Xbox's platform to go to E3, right? Murder this game there by themselves. Microsoft. But
wait, so seriously, they're not going to be.
I think they're bowing out of the whole thing, and we can fact check it later. But I'm more than positive. This like I only
a hell of a thing to say.
As soon as you question me, I always because when you question me, it's specific.
I don't know. No.
And here's the thing: I've read a lot of articles on this. Like E3 is just like who's paying the most money for this to get into this expo. It doesn't always like necessarily imply that like bigger, smaller like indie companies can get in for really good games. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Like
some of my favorite games are made from indie.
Yeah, producers. And they're not really big developers that can actually get in and pay these extraordinary amounts to get into E3.
Yeah.
So it's like where are we at? And some of the best games that you've played like in the last year or two, like some of them are major developers and some of them aren't. Like I mean, there's a lot of games. I mean, Kevin has been playing The Forest nonstop.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that fucking game.
Yeah, we should stream sometime.
And it's like
I have a dedicated server.
I remember I saw that one time.
Was The Forest at E3?
No, the Forest did get released for the PlayStation 4 later on.
That shit's crazy. It got me fucking scared. Yeah. You fucking hear them like,
yeah,
in the middle.
But yeah, that game came out in 2014. I think was the official release. But yeah, it was like in early development for a while, and I bought it back when it was in early development, and yeah, I don't know, it became a really cool game.
Yeah,
something that went from just like and even like the fact that they added like multiplayer later on was really fun.
It was really fun. So it's like now we're starting to see that. I feel like now where we land with this is Sony saying they're bowing out, they're leaving it up for somebody else, and I'm more than positive on this. Like it's just
It's pretty smart because I mean they killed it with Spider-Man. Spider-Man was the shit, man.
Last of Us. There's just so many exclusives.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you know how they do Marvel, and then it's like, and as soon as they
get a PS4. I'm just joking, dude. I was just joking. I didn't mean to call you out. Everybody.
This fucking shit's over. Okay, so here's how it is. Like they're gonna do that. E3 that's gonna pop out, and now Square Enix, right, which is a separate. The thing is, like, Sony's not gonna develop. Square Enix is gonna come out, and they're gonna be at E3. Supposedly, they're gonna announce the Avengers game. Now that that's like a super secret thing that's been in development, but apparently. The reason they're releasing it now is because the saga's over. Essentially, they could run it from beginning to end. Mm-hmm. Incorporate, like I'm talking about like multi-layers of a gameplay into this because you have so many heroes and you can split off and do single movies and then you can plug back in and then involve all the layers of gameplay.
Yeah, it just makes you wonder if they're gonna do are they gonna do it like based on the movies? Based on the comics, or are they gonna do like open world type shit? Like,
and then they have, I mean, this is kind of a very big
genre. Like did you do anything on this shit? Yeah.
Well, I mean, Kingdom Hearts is like something that goes from movie to movie with the one gameplay mechanic played throughout the whole thing, right? Yeah. So can they do separate gameplay mechanics with different heroes into? I mean, it's
hard to do.
But Square Enix is. They've pulled a lot of shit off that I'm super proud. I mean, I've played a shit ton of their games and been super impressed.
What are the like some of their good games? I know it's like what, Final Fantasy?
Well, Final Fantasy, but I mean like Square Enix and Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts. Okay.
I mean, Square Enix. They made Last of Us, right?
No.
No. The con el otro game.
Was it fucking Assassin's Creed? No.
No. That's Ubisoft.
Splinter Cell.
No,
it's a game. It's all Ubisoft. Fuck.
Yeah, I don't know. It's another game that's kind of like Last of Us. The one that had the girl that looked like Ellen Page.
Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Oh, fucking Two Souls.
Yeah, Two Souls or something like that.
No, it's not Two Souls. It's something like that.
Yeah, that was Square Enix.
Square Enix did Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Dragon Quest.
Oh yeah, the Tomb Raider games, the reboots were phenomenal.
Octopath Traveler, which has got really great reviews. That's probably the next Switch game I'll buy. Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasies.
Yeah, Tomb Raider was like when they did the reboots was actually really good.
Those were good, but it felt like
Dying Light.
I'm sorry.
Dying Light was the.
I don't know what that is.
That's actually a pretty good like multiplayer game. I can't wait till Dying Light 2 comes out and we can.
Oh, Dying Light.
Yes.
Oh shit, the zombie game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that one looks dope.
I've been
wanting to play that one.
I mean, I have it, so we can play together. Yeah.
I don't even have it. Is it good?
Yeah, it's good. So do you know how? Have you played the? Fuck. What was it?
Left 4 Dead.
You know, the one where there's like zombies and you're in a fucking mall. What fucking game is that?
Oh, you're talking about
Dead or Alive? Or Dead
Rising.
Dead Rising. So it's kind of like there's a crafting system in there and whatnot, but like this game adds like parkour to it, and like you go around. It's actually really fun.
It's actually super fun.
Yeah.
I've seen it been played. It looks dope.
If you had played Dying Light the first months it came out, people were like, "What the fuck?" But after they added a shit ton of stuff to it, I thought it was pretty dope.
Yeah, it's a pretty good game as of right now.
So anyways, so they're gonna announce this. I think everyone's super stoked to see a trailer, right? Now we're getting into a AAA developing.
But they said they were going to release something at E3. Like they announced that shit.
Holy shit!
I do want to go with this. How many very, very good games have you seen that were based off of like films? You know, film games
or video games.
I mean, the last one that I played that I remember was the Wolverine Origins video game. I mean, that game was all right. It was kind of cool.
I didn't play it,
but I don't think. I don't think. I mean,
I really like Lord of the Rings.
They were good. They're fun to play. Yeah. Well, you know, Lord of the Rings. Yeah.
But even the fucking Return of the King, where you could play Gimli and Legolas and fucking Aragorn.
Well, I would say like has there been any good Marvel game? I don't think there's any.
Just fucking Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's Spider-Man's.
And when that shit came out,
all of the Spider-Man, most, if not all,
In
of
their
the
time, I feel like almost all the
Yeah.
Spider-Mans were fucking.
They were
dead
good.
on. Yeah,
I remember playing the one on Super Nintendo
Yeah.
with Venom and all that.
Yeah.
That was phenomenal. Playing the Star Wars. Why the fuck?
Even Star Wars is good.
The Spider-Man in the PlayStation 1. That was phenomenal.
Yeah. Well, in its time, it was fucking.
Yeah.
it was
I mean,
dope. Yeah.
at their time, like I feel like most Spider-Man's games are like
Hell yeah.
primo.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Dude, why are you fucking?
But
hating
yeah,
on this?
when this one came out for the PS4, like as soon as it came out, everybody's like, we got to do an Marvel Iron Man game just because it's so fucking dope.
They did do an Iron Man game.
But like
It's
they
called
want
Anthem.
right? But they want to do it. Oh, this motherfucker!
Piece of shit.
Ah,
Hey,
But-
can you edit the part out where you're a piece of shit? Because that was right now.
No, I want to keep it.
oh yeah, that's true. It was Iron. It was fucking Anthem.
Anthem. Dude, listen, if Activision did an Iron Man game, like the same way that they just did that Spider-Man that just wrecked, I would play the shit out of the game. And
Wrecked
that's
as in good.
as in good.
Oh, gotcha.
Wrecked. Like good, like that. There's nothing but great reviews for the Spider-Man.
Yeah. I'm saying like that's what maybe who knows? Maybe they might try to do this one in that. I just don't understand how they can do that for all the Avengers and shit. Like do that open world shit.
Now, there's a lot of concerns, man. But I mean, overall, are
Like
you excited?
Hulk? That'd be dope as shit. Jumping around, being the Hulk.
Was there a Hulk game?
Yes, there was. I did
I
play
played the
it.
shit out of that game.
I played it too.
That
It
game was
was.
the shit.
That's fun. That's
Yeah.
fun that I said that and both of
You
your
would
eyes
clap.
lit up.
Yeah, you would be like, you'd like power up.
Yeah, clap. Then you just see they go, dude.
Yeah.
You fight like a shit ton of soldiers, and
Yeah.
dude, sometimes you would be like punching them, like Jesus Christ, these soldiers would be dying. Dude, his fist is bigger than the fucking soldier, dude. It was
Yeah, dude.
crazy.
Like a
But
hooker on the side of New York, just clap.
yeah,
Right?
Yeah, I mean,
Perfect.
I guess
That's a perfect
That's a
analogy.
perfect analogy. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they also added like some stealth parts to it. Like it wasn't just like
Oh,
Hulk
for real?
yeah, you don't remember?
No.
wasn't just-
wait.
Yeah, it wasn't just Hulk
Like
beating.
spotlights, wasn't it?
No,
Dude, I would love a
yeah,
Wolverine-
where
a
you would
newly
have to
done
be Bruce
Wolverine game.
Banner,
Oh,
and you have to sneak around
I
and shit.
hated those fucking levels.
Yeah, because
It'd be Hulk, fucking Hulk.
I
Come
hate
on.
being a little human. That's what I am in real life.
Yeah, like I can do this fucking any day of the
I
day.
sneak around my parents all the time, and it's not as exciting.
I don't know. I'm a kind of guy who's like very self. Like if we watch the differences between me and Jose's like gameplay style. Jose's gung ho. He's gonna come kill people, and then me, I'm always like. This is why I kind of want you guys to get into Ghost Recon Wildlands. I'll be the ones with the drones, making sure I spot them out. It's like where you guys have your information where everybody's going, and I'm sniping or I'm being stealthy.
That's funny.
You know that we have two different play styles.
I literally charge into buildings. They were like, "You have no armor," and I was like, "These guys."
Hey, I let him do his thing. I just make sure I support him.
He heals the shit out of me. Overwatch,
You
this
guys are
dude's
like,
like,
fucking relationship goals over here. It's fucking beautiful.
I play Valhalla like in Overwatch. I just play the big shield.
The dude with the shield.
And I just like charge forward and fucking swing up at
Yeah,
people, and
he
he just
just-
heals me. That's all he does. Like it's like we just support each other.
Yeah.
All right, so another one.
Oh, okay. All right. Last one. I'll just wrap up on this. J.K. Rowling to release 4 more books. They're like ebooks. I think it's online.
Okay.
No actual physical.
So she's not going through a publisher. She's gonna try to do it on her own.
No idea. But it's gonna be 4 books, and they're all gonna be like based on the like one's gonna be like Defense Against the Dark Arts. The other one's gonna be Divination. So she's basically like expanding on the lore.
Oh,
Harry
so
Potter.
Basically Harry Potter universe,
That's
not
crazy.
just Harry Potter.
Man, out of right field, I like.
Yeah, I'm actually. I'm all
Did you
for
guys
it.
read that book, the one that she did, the continuation of like Harry Potter?
Negative.
Where it's like
No, I
his
didn't.
son.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't.
No,
I like saw it being reviewed, and I was like, damn, that shit's weird.
you see the thing is,
Was
like,
it weak?
Well, what do you think about the?
sucks.
They did like a
what do you
time, like he
Time skip.
basically, yeah, they basically get that time. Remember the time thing that they destroyed?
Yeah.
There's like one
Horcruxes.
left, and they get it, and they just like time jump back.
Chapter
and shit.
7, Horcruxes.
And they ruin everything.
Horcruxes.
What do you feel? How do you feel about the Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them?
Never saw it. Never read it.
Never saw the film. There's only film.
No, never saw it.
You never saw either or.
No, it was dumb with me. After the 7 movies, I was like, all right, that's cool. I'm done.
Ah, Jesus.
And then I saw the next one coming out. I'm like, nah, not good.
It's
I know for the most part, like I'm more of a show buff than I am a movie buff. The only reason I watch lots of movies is because Jose tells me to watch movies and I'll fucking watch. Yeah. Jose's big on film. I'm big on shows. You know,
I'm big on both, but he's big on the one thing he's really big on that I feel like he'll just like slam me on is like series, like a continuing series. Like I'll watch a show, but I like a full blown series. Like he gets me into that kind of shit. Because he was also the one that was trying to get me to Game of Thrones a long time ago. You know, and like I like if a series isn't complete, I almost don't have the time or want to binge it. Like it's like, you know, I really want things to be done so I can just binge the whole thing. Because that's film for me. Like I just want to watch the whole thing and be done with it. Yeah. And rate it.
Which, by the way, I really do want you to watch Vikings. And
yeah, he's trying to get me on Viking.
It's a phenomenal show. Have you watched Vikings? If you love Game of Thrones, you'll like Vikings. Wow, Jesus Christ!
Where's that from?
It's on the History Channel. And
he's so disappointed already.
No, listen.
I love
hear
Dave.
me out.
Yeah.
It's basically, you know, just like a dramatization of, you know, Vikings, and it's very cool. You see stories of like Ragnar the Red and all that, like just that.
Which of the Reds? There's so many famous Reds.
Shut up! Don't you undermine me in front of everyone.
If you don't have cable, where would you watch that? Hulu?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have the whole thing downloaded, but you can watch it. It is on Hulu, I think, if I stand corrected. Or you could watch it straight off of the History Channel, like the History website.
All right.
History Channel website.
I'll see if I can check that out. I didn't even hear about it.
Yeah. Phenomenal show. There's also Nightfall, which follows like the Crusades.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I haven't really delved that deep into that one. I watched like a couple episodes. It's because I'm still trying to finish Vikings, but
is there anything about the Spanish Inquisition?
There might be. But I haven't seen any. Nobody's hit up that. Which actually I feel like I should brush up on my history about the Spanish Inquisition.
I figured you two history buffs would be able to enlighten me on the subject, but
do you know anything?
Apparently next time.
History. All right, moving on.
All right, moving on. So, Whole Foods, Jose.
So, what are the biggest?
Put your mouth next.
That's
to
some old shit. We want to talk about now.
That's some old shit.
So, Whole Foods. So, Whole Foods now made a commitment to staying off.
Straws? Oh shit!
Dude, you guessed it. So it wasn't a pause made by the alcohol that made me burp. I really feel like they've made a commitment to no plastic straws, right? So no plastic straws in any Whole Foods.
It cannot be found in the building at all.
A customer can bring them in. They have the right to do it.
No, all right, okay.
Yeah.
Aside from assholes like that. You felt like I was setting you up for that?
That was a technicality. I was like, dude, technicality all day. I know. It's like, dude, I'll lawyer the shit out of you. I'll lawyer the shit out of you.
You would.
And like, so yeah, at all. Yeah. Okay. So they are not going to purchase plastic straws. They're trying to get away from that. They're also not going to try to purchase, plastic, like the rotisserie chicken containers. They're going to try to do plastic bags for that. I don't know if you've ever been to Canada, but in Canada, they don't even do the milk jugs. They do plastic bags for milk.
Wait, I'm sorry, what? They do plastic bags for milk?
Milk
They put
bags.
it directly in the plastic bag?
In a plastic bag.
Mexicans have been on top of this shit since the beginning. We've been putting soda in plastic Ziploc bags.
Yeah, that's what
I've seen that in the Philippines. Like
you buy
you put a straw in it.
That's just
Philippines and Mexicans been on that shit. America, catch up.
The like glass bottle that they pour the soda out of into the bag, they return that and then that gets recycled and it's way more efficient to do that. So that's the thing with plastic jugs for milk is that most people don't get rid of those properly. Like they don't.
This is bullshit.
I mean, people just aren't very conscientious about that.
I mean, I feel like Hispanics in general always recycle bags. That's what we use for our garbage bags for the bathroom and shit. We always use the shopping bags.
For dog poopies.
Yeah, and that too.
I mean, me and Jose have a whole drawer dedicated to plastic bags.
Yeah, it's how it is in a normal Hispanic home.
Yeah, it's funny when one person he wrote in articles like he went to like his Asian friend's apartment and she was like, "Wow, you're really like efficient, or
Fuck yeah.
I was like, yeah. I was like,
That's how we fucking do
we
shit.
don't waste shit here.
So this brings me to my new segment that I'm going to try to do once a show.
Go on.
I've looked up a list
I'm intrigued.
of something beforehand, and I have it on my phone. And
Why are you laughing? What the fuck? What's going on right now?
I want you guys to guess the top 3 things, the top 3 wastes in the ocean.
Okay.
Just give me a guess. So
Condoms.
David started off with condoms. And then I have the actual list, and then after Ed, I'm gonna compare you two to the top 3 and see how many of you guys get the one, even if it's just in the list. But guess 3 things on the list. Top 3 things in the ocean that's
I feel
waste.
like I'm in elementary school again.
Yeah, Kevin, guess one.
Oh, like it can't be something like plastic. Like,
No, just specific type of.
specific. The fucking the little thing that holds the 6-packs.
Oh shit!
6-pack holders.
Yeah.
I thought we were being funny. I wouldn't change mine.
All right, change your first one.
No, it's okay. I won't change it.
Well, if it is condoms, you'd be pretty. That's like holy
I'll be
shit.
pleasantly surprised.
6-pack holders. All right, Kevin.
Oh, me again?
That's what he just said.
Oh yeah. So wait, 6-pack holders. So David, you give me another one.
Water bottles.
Water bottles. All right.
Straws for me next.
Straws for you next.
I would have said straws, but you just talked about straws.
You can repeat. Stupid dumb idiot.
It's ruining my fucking life. This segment is stupid as fuck.
Straws for Kevin. David, what's your last one? What do you think is in the ocean? What do you think of some of the top things in the ocean?
I don't care about the ocean.
The ocean doesn't care about you, David. That's what will kill you at any moment.
What's plastic that we use a lot? I don't know. Plastic bags.
There you go. Boom.
Microplastics for me.
What the fuck does
Stop
that even
doing
mean?
that,
So
Kevin.
the little like example, for like the face washes, those face scrubs, you know how they have the little beads? Those were plastics for a while.
Micro scrubbers?
Yeah.
You mean the stuff that gets released by water bottles when you put them in the sun? I know some shit too, Kevin.
I know the shit.
It's like when you do the exfoliating scrubs, and those used to be like little plastic beads that you would just rub in.
Exfoliating skin. Am I the only man here right now? What's
He'll
going
be
on,
young
bro?
for life, bro.
Listen, I
He
care about
didn't
my
need-
skin. I'm gonna look 26 well into my 40s.
Here's the thing: you would have looked like that regardless, bro.
Shut up.
And it's not part of the back of the fucking
genetics, man.
skins. Yeah,
Shut up.
genetics.
So here's the top 3 things in the ocean. Number 1, cigarettes.
Told you.
Cigarette butts.
Cigarette butts.
Yeah.
All right, so that's number 1 thing. Cigarette butts in the ocean, or just cigarettes in general, because fiberglass doesn't go away, and they keep on throwing that shit away. Number 2, caps/lids.
Damn, I thought about that. I
Yeah,
really thought
like
about
bottle
that.
caps or
No,
not
or the
bottle-
caps. No, so like the
plastic bottle.
the
cap.
bottle cap, just the
the
lid.
water bottles?
Yeah, because most people tend to.
That's what I thought
They
about.
tend to separate them.
Yeah.
But they say you should keep them together when
I
you
throw them
recycle.
at people. It's my favorite thing to do. And I'm not
I
gonna
hope
stop.
it ends up in the ocean. It's mostly fish.
Now I'm just gonna throw them directly into the ocean to skip the middleman.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right. And then number 3 is plastic beverage bottles. So out of
Shut up! Start choking them and shit.
So David is the only one that guessed one, actually, even though his first one was
I
completely.
love this segment. This segment is the best.
I like feeling like a winner. So water bottles, right? Number 1 is in the top 3. So David guessed one of those, right? Obviously, condoms is out of there. Bags is out of there too. Let me finish.
fucking hands off of me.
6-pack holders, straws, and micro scrubbers. I think those were just too specific, Kevin. So like, I feel like you just landed off of. So I'm gonna name.
those are pretty good.
Those
though.
are pretty
I
good,
thought-
but those
I
are
thought
really
he was gonna
specific
win that
where
shit.
they can't
I like getting
pinpoint
specific.
it. So let me. So this is an article that I read. It's called "Care to" is the 10 most common types of ocean trash. Right.
No, we're not looking at any other sites. That's it. The
all right.
game is over.
So here's
It's like I've won.
I won.
I won.
He's like rubbing himself. He's just like Dexter.
What's it called?
What's the
when
bad
you
guy
almost
from?
win? Oh yeah, losing.
What is the guy from Dexter? The bad guy that's like it's like Dexter's counterpart. That's
Oh,
like,
Mandark.
Yeah, it's like. That's David right now. All right, so I'm gonna read the top 10, right, and let you know how these were found. So number 1, cigarettes, right? Number 2, caps and lids. So this is the cap to any one like McDonald's thing, or the lid to a water bottle, right? Plastic bottles or plastic beverage bottles. So this is just bottles in general, which a lot of people say that's. I mean, when we first moved in here, that's why we said like let's get a
water filter.
A water filter, and
because for a while, me and Jose were mainlining
24-pack water.
Yeah, and I was like, dude, this is bullshit.
This is really wasteful. So
fucking like angels.
And number 4,
try to be.
So this one is going to be another plus.
But we're sinners.
This is another plus for David. Number 4, plastic bags.
Fuck yeah, bro.
Yeah, dude. That's another one for Davey.
David's ruining my fucking life.
This segment's being won by David, a hard kind.
Remember how you said you were an environmentalist?
Hey, you know what? You're gonna make me and David get into a fist fight, and it's gonna be all your fucking fault.
It's fine. We're doing this every week.
I'm not a fighter. I'm a little for Kevin.
All right. So number 5, food wrappers in containers. So this is just in general food wrappers in
I feel
containers.
like I win because of plastic bags. It's a derivative. All right, I'm done.
Derivative.
Number 6.
Now I win. I get a point there.
Now I win the battle of language. Number 6, cups, plates, forks, knives, and spoons. So that's just plastic cutlery.
Fuck.
I feel like I never really thought about this, but like, it's sporks for school. And then not only that, but like when it's ever like a family party, my mom was like,
The red cups.
oh yeah. So that's all in there.
Dude, one thing that would kind of send me off into a rage.
You can't even remember it.
No.
It makes me so mad.
It made me so bad I go in amnesia
The
mode.
only reason is
I
because
feel like I'm gonna explode here.
I don't want to call this person out, you know? I don't want to call this person out, but I'm just going to say...
Dude, it's me. You're doing it right
No,
now.
it's not you, fucker.
Dude, now you're acting super aggressively, and I didn't think it was me, but now I think it's me even more.
Okay, I'm just going to say it's my father because he'll never watch this show.
This is getting pretty hateful. Jesus
He
Christ.
uses... Like, because he's so lazy to do dishes or whatnot, he uses so much plastic cutlery, it drove me off the fucking wall. I was like, dude,
so wasteful.
I told him, I was like, stop buying those fucking things. I'll do the dishes every fucking day if you please stop buying these things.
If you don't stop buying this fucking plastic cutlery, I'm going to kill myself on live television.
Yeah. I was like, dude, I will kill myself in front of everyone.
And he was just like,
Oh shit.
none of my business.
Oh yeah.
And he just
No, he never listened.
no,
he didn't give a shit.
he's not going to change anything in his life. That's why he's going to lose his son.
Oh my god.
All right. This is like when Sergio tried to talk about his fucking teacher. All right.
Sergio
this is getting pretty brutal. Let's give a shit.
Jesus.
All right.
Christ.
So glass beverage bottles is the next one. So this is just like so here's the thing is like I really thought about this one. The amount of times that I've used a glass beverage bottle, so this is just like a glass Coke bottle, a glass anything. I recycle it. One of the things that people don't do is clean it out efficiently. Because if it's super dirty, you can't. But you're supposed to clean out glass and then throw it in.
Yeah, that's why you've seen me most of the time you see me clean like the glass jars and shit.
But I guess a lot of those
bottle,
bottles,
you said?
yeah, I mean, you're supposed to rinse it out. And for most things, it's like you have a glass anything, but you don't really clean it. So, I mean, contaminated like recycling is actually a really big problem.
Does smashing it on the floor count as recycling?
So I was gonna
technically you're recycling it back to the earth, just like in a different form, though, right?
And then it lands in some poor dog's fucking foot.
Yeah, sometimes
but
I like
recycling nonetheless.
Sometimes I like to grab a toothpick and throw it in the woods and be like, "You're home." That's a Mitch Hedberg joke. But I really feel like I don't know. I usually, for little Mexican kids, I always thought like we would just be like grab the bottles, put them on top of some rocks, and shoot them with slingshots. All right,
That's recycling.
That's recycling. We use those for a second time for a different purpose,
But for fun.
repurposing.
Exactly.
But apparently,
Reuse, recycle, baby.
they're just in the middle of the ocean. And then, okay, so followed up on that one, we really love glass. Apparently,
Interesting.
number 8, straws and stirs. So. Straws and stirs, and that
1 point for me.
Okay, yeah. I forgot about that.
all right, buddy.
We want to make this a fucking contest. We'll make this a fucking contest.
He grabs his drink. He's like,
I just fucking poured my water in front of his face. How do you like that? I got one, man. I got one.
He grabs straws and throws them all over.
Oh,
Jesus Christ! This segment is a little crazy right now. You guys are getting real competitive. All right, number 9, beverage cans. Just cans.
Cans, really?
Yeah, I mean those are fully recyclable, but people probably they just end up in the ocean one way or another.
Yeah, it's bullshit. Dude, I remember as a kid, I loved using can crushers. Like the ones that would be attached while you put the can in and then you crush it. Dude, I was recycling way back as a kid because that shit was fun.
What? I don't remember that.
You grab those little like things. It's like a 2-pronged thing and it has a handle and you go like this.
Well, then it crushes the can.
No.
All right, bro.
Sorry, I'm not trying to be an asshole. Why are you guys making me feel like an asshole? We didn't have that in my house.
So, all right, the last one. This one is the one that surprised me the most. So, top 10 items found in the ocean. Paper bags.
Really?
Yeah, because I thought
that was
I thought those would disintegrate with water.
Yeah. Whoa, with water.
Well, it's just like it would become mushy and then just dissipate and then I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's probably just how they chemically treat the plastic or the paper bags.
So
I thought I could just light them on fire and then it recycled.
Yeah, I mean that would work.
But like with tires.
yeah, I guess. I mean, so here's what they did. So it's pretty impossible to go with a beach without finding a piece of trash. So essentially, what these guys did is they cleaned up. And this is a little antiquated now. I think number 1 thing is cigarette butts. Number 2 thing is straws. So this study was done in 2011 and ranged 4 to 5 years. And what they did was like they just picked up trash along the coastline for a certain amount of time, and then they did an average to figure out what was number 1. Since then, now, I mean, obviously with the thing I brought up, straws is number 1. Like we just throw a shit ton of straws in the ocean.
And
it's
seen
just
that video of that turtle with the straw up its nose and
Oh yeah, and they had like
Pry it
pulled it
out.
out. Yeah.
yeah, sand.
Shout out
Feels
to
big.
my girlfriend. My girlfriend has bought one of those fucking metal straws.
Yeah.
And she's like, I feel like such a douche going to like those places.
Dude,
Like, I don't need a straw.
no.
They're like, oh, okay.
Oh, okay, you're better
sure,
than us.
calm down.
So
No,
you're
no.
better than us.
No, I have mad respect because a coworker of mine, I see her with her little cup and she has a metal straw. I'm just like, respect,
Yeah.
respect, right here. I'm not gonna do that shit
I know. Like,
for respect.
You think you're making a difference. That's cute.
No, I mean, I just use no straw at all. Just fucking drink from the cup, bro.
See?
Dude, I don't even.
Though I will say this,
I don't even drink.
you know, with the totally off subject, toxic masculinity. Shout out to my friend Tatiana. She told me that she thinks it's gay that if guys drink with straws. I was just like, no, a man should drink directly from the cup. I was like, how are you gonna put that bullshit on me?
That's true. You can't really look masculine when you're drinking. You're like, you know what I'm saying? You look like you're sucking on
We had to edit this whole fucking
and
part out.
this is toxic
Keep this shit up.
toxic masculinity, y'all. All right, go on.
So overall, I mean, what was the most surprising thing to you guys on this one? Out of things that I mean,
The cigarette butts. I don't know why I didn't think of it at all because like it's not talked about at all.
it's
like
the thing that when you're
the
done
ones
smoking, most people flick.
dude, and that shit pisses me off. Especially when people do this at our apartment and they just fucking flick. I was like, come on, man. I told you, just at least put it somewhere where I can grab it and throw it away. Please help me.
You know who you are.
And then the other one is like I feel like the cigarette butt is just like, dude, I feel strong. Like if I ever wanted to diss someone, I'd be like, blow smoke in their face, and then flick a cigarette butt at them.
Damn,
I
that's
feel
a
like
fight.
that's super disrespectful, but it's also the coolest shit you can do.
Well, that's why they should do, like, I don't know, I've been seeing all over the like social media, but is anyone fucking making it? Those fucking cigarette butts.
Biodrink that make plants.
Yeah,
trees?
that's biodegradable and it's fucking has a.
Wait. You're
kills
ranting
you.
so hard I can't understand the
sorry,
actual
okay.
I'm sorry.
logistics of what you're
I'm
explaining.
I'm sorry. It's because I'm getting really
Hyped up.
You got me into a subject that I'm very passionate about. So
Well, this is a good subject, I thought.
cigarette butts, cigarette butts that have a plant seed in them, and they're biodegradable. So if you do your little flick, it's gonna grow plants out of it.
And you die also. So one
we're
less
solving
you,
Mood.
So we're solving two problems. You're killing yourself and you're saving the environment.
less traffic, more air.
Go Bill Burr.
And that's why Thanos. That's why Thanos did the.
I'm pro snap. Let's do this shit.
I'm pro snap. Let's do this thing. So I have another one of a list things. I could save it for next time, but I feel like I like this list thing. So did you?
I think this segment is the greatest thing ever, especially because I always win.
Watch, he's gonna start crying when he loses.
So
I will never know that.
I have
taste of defeat.
I have another list. If you guys want to go on a top three,
What?
you guys want to
What?
do another top three?
Fuck it, let's go.
Let's go. We're gonna be off next week, so let's do it. All right. So out of all the comedians that you guys watch,
Oh, I hate this list. No, go ahead. Yes.
I like this
who
list.
do you guys think is like some of the most highest paid comedians out there?
Oh, I thought we were gonna guess
Oh,
who dies
Dave
first.
Chappelle, easy.
Can
Okay.
we do who dies first?
this is a top richest comedians. This one is one dear to my heart because I actually was super surprised at who it is. One of them is like pretty mainstream. I feel like you guys should be able to guess it, but I'm gonna start it off with you, Kevin. You said Dave Chappelle. You just shot that one off the top. Dave Chappelle. Davey. Richest comedians in the world. Who do you think is top three? And I'll give you a list.
I feel like it's either Kevin Hart or fucking.
Yeah, Kevin Hart's a good one.
Just give me one.
Mainstream. I'm trying to think of all the mainstream.
Pick Kevin Hart. I'm picking Kevin Hart.
All right.
He chooses Kevin Hart. He said it, bro. Why you gotta be a little poacher?
I'm just saying, bro. I'm trying to win.
Let Kevin try his best. Let Kevin
I didn't think
try
this
his
segment
best.
would bring out such animosity amongst you two. I'm trying to win, bro. I'm trying to win this fake thing we got on this internet show.
We go into these contests. It was like I have mad respect for David and stuff like that.
And then
It's like,
the game
I
starts
think
like,
he's,
"Fuck that
I
bitch."
think he's a good competitor. And then Jose goes like, "Y'all, fuck that dude."
All right, number two, Kevin, come on.
Oh, number two.
Mm-hmm.
Is Jimmy Fallon considered a fucking?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Consider them Jimmy Fallon.
It's your turn, friend.
Fuck, I don't know his name. I forgot his name.
¿Cuál? Say something he's in.
I don't know what he's in.
He's in porno?
It's,
Are you trying to get on this list, man?
he's Indian. What's his name?
Oh, Aziz Ansari.
No.
No?
The other
Then
guy.
I have no
You're so
fucking clue.
stupid.
What's that other guy? The one that's on. He's like cool. Paul Simon or what's his name?
Oh, you're talking about
Oh, el otro way.
See, what's his name? Paul Simon. Simon Paul.
Is the one he's like half British, half Indian, right? That
yeah,
guy?
Yeah.
He's on a movie, and then that's one guy.
Fuck this shit. I'll look him up.
Look him up. All right, Kevin, you get one more guess, but if
Okay.
it's his guess, you don't get to do it.
No, I know which one he's talking about, so I'm not poaching his. Because I'm going to be a fair competitor.
A little bit of honor in your competition.
Oh, but
Okay, you're a stupid idiot.
my third one's Andy Sandberg.
Oh, really?
Just because I've been seeing a lot of traffic on him lately, so that's what I'm calling
Can you
it.
give me a third, Davey, around your other one?
I'm gonna go ahead and guess. Oh yeah, fucking Chris Rock.
Chris Rock. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Chris Rock.
I don't know. Let's see what happens.
Do you want to change your number two, or do you know?
You don't remember his name?
I mean, fuck, dude.
He's from Chicago, right?
I have no idea. Go ahead. Continue. I'll see if I can find him.
Yeah. So go ahead, see if you can start naming off before he. So name this list that you were trying to do, Jose.
All right, so here's the list of
Russell Peters.
Russell Peters.
Oh,
Boom,
that's
that
what
was
it is.
it.
Yeah.
Russell.
Now,
Sorry.
All right, so these are all things, and then I mean, Kevin, you could have chosen Kevin.
Oh,
Hart.
wait, can I change one?
Okay, go ahead.
No.
Oh, this is
no,
bullshit.
no, that's bullshit.
This is bullshit. We'll develop rules later on, but I think that's pretty. Fuck.
Fuck! I really
All
fucked
right,
that one. I
so-
should have checked that one.
So I'm gonna name them number 1 down.
you
through-
lost with
through-
Russell Peters.
You lost.
know it.
He doesn't have shit.
India has like 1.2 billion people in there. I don't give
Yeah.
a fuck.
Surprisingly enough, they don't support comedy. So like, here's the thing: number 1 of the richest comedians in the world, and I'll go down number 10, and whoever's from, or no, I'll go down number 5, and whoever has the most, we'll put them in there.
Okay.
Number 1, Jerry Seinfeld.
That's what I was gonna say.
Damn.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like Seinfeld.
All right.
Fuck, he's like the
Goddamn,
biggest fucking
dude.
comedian.
Why didn't I fucking think
Think of that.
That's what I was gonna say right now.
Okay, on this one, number bonus. Could you guys even try to estimate? I'll give one
A
bonus.
shit ton.
Okay, so how many?
Jew money.
How many?
God.
It is true. It is true.
Keep it in.
It is true though. He's Jewish. I mean, he has the money.
It's not a lie.
$950 million.
Yeah.
$950 million. All right.
Jose, what would you do with 950 million?
I don't even know. So,
Die 950 deaths.
so the comedians, people who are comedians, don't always have to do stand up. Like comedians.
Yeah, that's why I threw in Jimmy Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon, right? So here's number 2 is Matt Groening. He's the creator.
What? Simpsons?
The creator. Simpsons. He's a Simpsons creator.
I was when me and David were thinking of like stand-up
I thought you were
comedians.
talking about stand-up comedians.
No,
What
just
the
comedian. It's
fuck,
just comedians.
Jose?
We can do stand-up comedians in a different segment.
See,
Fuck
and then
that. That's what you said.
That's that bullshit that we talked about earlier when we said we're comedians, and there's like, oh, what circuit are you? So those are fucking elitist jerks. Fuck those guys, right, Dave?
I'm sorry I high five, but it's true. Fuck those motherfuckers.
You're a comedian, Jose, and I'm gonna fucking stand by that.
That's
I'm
great.
a porn star in my own world. I'll high five
There's
you
a
for
lot
that.
of high fives coming from this side of the room. All right, number 3, Trey Parker,
Who the fuck is that guy?
Who's that?
South Park
He
creator.
doesn't even work here. Oh shit.
God, I
Closely
couldn't
followed by
remember.
Matt
The
Stone,
fuck,
other South
dude?
Park creator.
If you would have told me that, I mean, like, if you would have told me like creators of, you know,
Those are-
I
those
would
are-
have been like, oh, Seth MacFarlane.
Yeah.
Let me guess
So-
who's next.
For number 5, Ellen DeGeneres,
Okay. Yeah.
stand-up comedian plus a show.
Is Oprah next?
Number 6, Larry David. He's scratching
Just
his
gonna
head.
stay quiet over here. I'm not gonna say shit.
Neither of us. Are.
You've set us up for the wrong fucking genre. What are you talking about?
it's comedians. These guys are just
No.
No, because
No.
with that
You
whole
could have been like,
subject-
oh, by the way, little minor note here. Creators of like, you know, shows
Comedies.
are also considered fucking comedians.
All right, fine. Maybe this will be like a rule setting like segment for the next one. Number 7, Bill Cosby. 400 million. 400 million.
That's David.
Rapes?
Oh,
my
Jesus.
God.
Fuck, man. What are we talking about right now?
David's
Dude,
favorite
why-
comedian.
He shouldn't even be on the list. He's not even.
Dude, he's a comedian.
Nah,
and he made
bro.
$400 million.
Nah,
he went
man.
to jail, but he made a
Okay.
ton of money.
Nah, bro.
All right.
Moving on.
Nah.
Net worth 400 million. Byron Allen. Have you guys ever heard of
Byron
that guy?
Allen?
Yeah. He's like a multi-conglomerate guy. I guess he was on a sitcom writing thing. Like, I don't know. It was just kind of weird.
Yeah.
He was on a very early show, like something like a sketch comedy show. Like it was super early. But David
Whose line is
Letterman.
it anyway?
Huh?
No, I'm just joking.
What else is gonna be? Jay Leno, Jimmy Fallon.
Jay Leno's number 10.
Jimmy Fallon. Yeah, you got Jimmy Fallon on that one. Shit.
So David Letterman, Jimmy Fallon. Well, Jimmy
Conan
Fallon's not.
O'Brien.
David Letterman. Then it's Jay Leno. Then it's Seth MacFarlane. Right. Then it's Drew Carey at 165 million. What was Drew Carey on? The Drew Carey show?
Yeah, dude. Drew Carey is on a lot of shit.
Name one thing besides Drew Carey show.
Whose line
The
is
Drew
it
Carey
anyway?
show.
That's I just said besides, I just said besides that asshole. Jim Carrey 13, 150 million.
Jim Carrey's my favorite.
Kevin Hart 14, 150 million.
Okay.
You're the only one that guessed somebody that was on this.
I got Jimmy Fallon, fucker.
Jimmy Fallon's not on here.
I fucking hate you. This game.
I win. I love this segment. You gave us the perfect instructions, Jose.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This game is bullshit.
It is bullshit. Number 15. All right. Well, there'll be better segments with better rules later. 15. Bill Murray, 140 million.
Fuck. Bill Murray's a good one. Comedian and
Number 16. Steve Harvey, 140 million.
comment there. Ain't no comment.
Number 17. Dan Aykroyd.
Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah, 135 million. The Saturday Night Live guy, and he's also in a bunch of Billy Madison production films, right?
Okay.
Number 18, Sacha Baron Cohen,
Ooh.
130 million.
My name is Borat.
And
My suit is black, man.
the Ali G show. That's actually that's like I remember him more from that, and then after that he blew up on
He
that.
did a new one too.
Oh really?
Yeah, what was the new one?
Yeah, what was the?
Oh, that was one where he had a twin,
He's
right?
exposing fucking senators and shit.
Oh yeah, This Is America.
Oh, is that what it's called?
Yeah, I think that was
We
really
should
good.
watch that.
So number 19 is Rowan Atkinson.
Oh yeah. Why does that sound familiar? Oh
Mr.
yeah,
Bean.
Mr. Bean.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
130 million.
Wow.
Wow.
Did I win?
That, I mean, you're the only one that gets anyone on it. Dave Chappelle, I would have thought Dave Chappelle's a good one.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, especially a writer.
And this comes down all the way to 20, and then I'll switch up the list and get super specific moving on. But number 20 is Ray Romano at 130 million.
Oh yeah, right.
Everybody loves Raymond.
Mm-hmm. I should have said more of those totals, but they all really all go from 180 to 130 million. Like it's all up there. But Ray Romano, 130 million. I would have never guessed that from that show. Because I mean, how much stand up did he do? Moving, it's such disappointment. His eye flutters away the shame. 130 million for Everybody Loves Raymond.
Everybody loves Raymond.
How many seasons did that have?
Like 8.
Really?
I don't know. No, but it was big.
It was a long running show.
Yeah.
And he did stand up for a good while before that.
He did like a new Netflix special.
I covered that at one of the podcasts.
You did.
Mhm.
I remember that.
All right, new comedian added to the roster, David, with 100 million likes from his best friend who got his life ruined by it. So, I mean, new segment. I feel like we'll keep that going with more specific lists and rules.
Don't fuck us with the fucking rules and shit.
All right, dude. Jesus Christ.
As long as we have that established, then I'm in.
Lay down some fucking parameters,
All
bro.
right.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about birds. Oh, did I say birds?
Did I say birds? I meant anything that's ever flown. Velociraptors is in there too, idiot.
Yeah.
You stupid idiot. You're stupid never guessing.
Butterflies count also.
Dude, what the fuck? You're ruining everything on the show. Or I'm ruining the show with my stupid list.
No, don't fucking do this in front of me.
Not in front of everyone. Don't give them the satisfaction. Oh my god, this is a terrible episode.
It's great. I love it. Let's end it.
All right. So, guys, that was episode 11 of the SNP podcast. Make sure you guys drop some comments, leave us some messages, send us an email, see what you guys want to see. All right. Thank you.
Rest in peace, Dave.
One
Sergio.
love.
Rest in peace, Sergio. You're dead.